Welcome to the Foresters pregame show presented by Coastal Copy, and we're joined by a player today, Caden Peterson. Caden, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Well, Caden, since you've been coming here to Santa Barbara, you've had a pretty good season so far. You've been all over the lineup. How's it been from your side, your perspective?
It's been pretty fun, you use summer as a time to get better and to work on different things. And something especially I've been working on this summer is my swing. I've been working with a new hitting coach, so each game I kind of use it as a day for testing adjustments and also winning and playing the game is a part of it, but making big in-game adjustments has been huge for me this summer. So just learning new things every day and coming out to the field and enjoying my time.
You talk about changing your swing. What specifically were you trying to improve on?
I was trying to get in more consistent launch position this summer. I felt like during the season there was a little too many strikeouts and not enough walks that I would like. So I'm trying to get in a consistent launch position and a consistent position to do damage.
You talk about the new hitting coach, and you talk about things that you've learned. What's the biggest thing that biggest takeaway and the biggest learning thing that you've seen from your hitting coach?
So the guy I've been working with, we've really honed in on getting my pitch and not missing it. So that's been big for me is just, I have a whole new setup in my stance, but also understanding that when I get a pitch, like I can't be timid on it and I need to put my best swing on it.
And talking about the specific pitch you're looking for, does that vary game to game, or do you know what you're always looking for up there?
I have my ideal pitch. Like it can vary pitcher to pitcher. But I always want to hunt the fastball and I never come off of that, but based on the guy's tendencies, things can change.
Well, we had an off day yesterday. Do anything fun yesterday with your off day?
Yeah, I stayed at the Madonna Inn and slow and enjoyed the day with my family, did some stats homework, so yeah.
I've always wanted to stay there. What kind of room was it like? Which one did you have?
Oh, it was like a medieval room.
Nice.
It's kind of scary. It looked really haunted. Yeah, it's fun though.
All right, and then moving through the rest of the season, how's everything been on the bench, all the other guys that have been on part of the team culture as a whole?
It's pretty fun. It's a fun group of guys, dudes from a lot of different backgrounds. It's cool meeting dudes who are in bigger conferences and play bigger games than me. I'm at a mid-major. Most of these guys are at Power 5, so it's cool hearing that part. But it's also cool just, bonding over the game we all love and becoming friends off the field, going to the beach. Stuff like that is pretty cool, too.
Very cool. And final question, favorite number?
Growing up it was 7, but 7's always taken, so I've kind of found a love for 11 lately. That was my number last year for school, and then I got here at the Foresters. I don't know. I think 11's pretty cool.
Any particular reason why, or you just like it?
No, it just looks cool. Sticks. I don't know. I just like it.
Cool. Awesome. Well, Caden, thanks so much for joining us before the game here, and play well the rest of the season. Appreciate your time.
Awesome. Thank you.
First pitch coming up right after this. The Santa Barbara Foresters are back at home. Today they welcome in the California Halos for a non-CCL matchup. Hello, Hunter Shoemaker alongside Cole Walker welcoming you to Santa Barbara High School on another beautiful day. Well, Cole, last week, 6 games for the Sturs. They won all 6.
Exactly, Hunter. It was a fantastic way to kind of get back after the season. They had a few games earlier where they kind of struggled. However, the pitching and the command has been really fantastic, as well as the run support. It's been a huge factor in allowing the Sturs to kind of get on a roll in the back half of the season.
Looking back to last game on Sunday, up at SLO, a 5-4 victory, 10 innings. The first time the Sturs went to extras all year long, and they prevailed by a run.
Yeah, exactly. Especially as they got on to the later half of the game, the fact that they needed that support from the pitching staff. And bats didn't necessarily come in as heavy. However, they were able to kind of continually knock on the door, and by the end of it, Sturs came out on top, which is spectacular.
And here this afternoon, we're going to see Jackson Cloud, the right-hander, who's going to be going to Cal State Northridge next year. It's third start, and he's got a very good ERA, 1.13.
Yeah, Jackson Cloud. Last time we saw Jackson Cloud taking the field as a starter was against the MLB Academy Barons. Struggled a little bit with command, however, was able to kind of get himself back later on in the season with some relief efforts against the Bombers, where he pitched 1 in a third inning and only allowed 2 hits and had a strikeout as well. The biggest thing about Cloud, this is a game that's going to be trying to push himself back into that starting rotation and hopefully make an impact in the second half of the season.
Well, here comes Nick Miller, the shortstop, batting from the right side, and lead things off in the first pitch, and it's foul back for strike number 1. It's going to be Nick Miller, Nathan Kaczynski, and Brian Paymard up to start off this ball game for the California Halos, and this is a non-CCL game for the Sturs, non-countable towards stats and standings. Here's the 0-1, and Miller have hard to swing through the zone, 0-2.
Yeah, Jackson Cloud, we're going to see a combination of pitches today. Mainly working with the fastball, which is going to be sitting around anywhere from 86 to possibly low 90s if you can crank it up there. Working with a cutter, changeup, as well as a curveball. So we're going to see all 3 today, and it looks like he just got himself started.
There was that breaking ball from Jackson Cloud. Nick Miller goes down looking 1 away in the first. And here comes Nathan Kaczynski. Let's take a look at the defense behind Jackson Cloud today. Jesse DiMaggio will be at third. Aston Klepsch at short. Drew Markle at second. Johnny Rodriguez at first. Cooper Carter will get his first start of the season behind the dish. And Jackson Cloud retired the first man he faced. Here's the first pitch to Kaczynski, and that is down low, ball 1. The outfield for the Sturs, Jackson Freeman out in left. In center, Jonas Sebring and Jack Bollinger in right. So Kaczynski batting at the second spot in the order for the California Halo, stands in 1 away, bases clear. Playing for High Point University. Here comes the 1-0 pitch, and that one will miss low, ball 2.
Yeah, Jackson Cloud needs to establish himself early, and when it comes to that, he needs to make sure he can build the command around his fastball and then kind of pepper in his off-speed pitches throughout at-bats today.
2-0 pitch, and this one will find the outer half of the plate, 2-1. So Brian Paymard will be next. Nate Franco will bat at the 4th spot in the order. Vincent Nielsen will bat 5th. Tyler Shinigaka will bat in the 6th spot. Evan DeValley will bat in the 7th spot. Mason Reed in the 8th spot. And Bryce Elias will bat in the 9th spot for the CA Halos. And that is ball 3 down in the dirt for Jackson Cloud to Nathan Kaczynski. And with 1 away, Brian Paymard stands on deck. Cloud looks to find the zone. Here's the pitch, and he will. Full count.
Yeah, Cloud's going to have to work in this at-bat to try to get himself back into it. I'd be shocked to see if Kaczynski actually swings to this pitch.
1 away, and the base is clear here in the opening inning. Jackson Cloud winds up the 3-2 pitch, and Kaczynski's swing and a miss. Jackson Cloud strikes out the first 2 he faces here in the first.
Now batting for the Halos.
Well, just a beautiful job at establishing himself early, announcing his presence with authority. Jackson Cloud is looking good to start this ball game.
Well, this is a non-CCL game for the Sturs. Same thing that happened last week, and that was the last time that Cloud pitched. As you said, they were cold going inning and a third, not counting to the overall stats. But the first pitch to Paymard, it will miss down for ball 1. Sometimes that's a catch-22 we saw in the last game, last non-league game. Smaldino with the home run, but doesn't count to the overall stats, even though he had that 3-run homer. 1-0 pitch, and that is in there for strike 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, that game was mainly just about kind of getting some guys that hadn't had a plethora of at-bats, opportunities at the plate, as well as kind of getting guys mentally right, especially for the second half of the season, kind of a break in the game. However, the Bombers did put up a pretty good fight.
1-1 pitch finds the upper half of the zone, and Jackson Cloud looking very good early, and Brian Paymard needing to protect the plate here. 2 gone, bases clear in the opening inning. Cloud retired the first 2. Here comes a 1-2 pitch, and Paymard sees a breaking ball, and Jackson Cloud strikes out the side. Walk of a gunslinger back to the first base dugout. We go to the bottom of the first. No score in Santa Barbara.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the bookstore. Hi, this is Forrester's Hall of Fame member Jim Buckley. When I'm not telling you who's batting for the Sturs, I write books for kids. Visit Chaucer's Books on Upper State Street and ask for my new graphic novel biography of Amelia Earhart or any of the great books I've written in the Who Was biography series. Titles include Muhammad Ali, the Wright Brothers, Blackbeard the Pirate, Roberto Clemente, and many more. Thanks for your support of reading for kids and the Forresters.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote. You'll see a difference because we go the distance. Call 1-800-995-8835.
We head to the bottom of the first inning from Santa Barbara High School. And the right-hander, Tyler DeYoung, will get the start on the hill for the California Halos. Undecided, he's played for Antelope Valley in past seasons collegiately, but let's take a look now at the lineup for the Sturs this afternoon. Leading off and at the top of the order and at short, Addison Klepsch to bat second and right, Jack Bollinger to bat third and center, Jonas Sebring. In the cleanup spot, the DH, Jack Holman, batting fifth and at third, Jesse DiMaggio. Bat sixth and at first base, Johnny Rodriguez. In the seventh spot and at second, Drew Markle. In the eighth spot and out and left, Jackson Freeman. And the 9-hole hitter today and catcher in his debut, Cooper Carter. And here comes Klepsch. Lead things off for the Sturs, scoreless ball game.
Yeah, it's going to be important for the Sturs to kind of jump out offensively early. You know, we've seen with this kind of large win streak, they've been able to kind of establish themselves offensively early and get runs. You know, we saw last game against the Slow Blues. They had early offense but weren't able to kind of combat that with some late hitting. However, snuck out of San Luis Obispo with the win regardless.
First pitch swinging from Klepsch, and that fastball from DeYoung at 93 to open up his outing on the hill. And Klepsch enters today a 250 hitter, top of the order, the 0-1, and Klepsch chops it down to the third baseman. There's Mason Reed, who fires over to first in time to retire Klepsch on 2 pitches, 1 away in the bottom of the first.
Now batting for the Foresters, sponsored by BMW Santa Barbara, the right fielder, number 9.
That's going to bring up Jack Bollinger, and let's take a look at the infield today for the Halos. Mason Reed will be at third, Nick Miller at short, Vince Nielsen at second, Brian Paymard at first, Evan DeValley is the catcher. The outfield, Bryce Elias in left, Nathan Kaczynski in center, and Tyler Sinagaka out in right. So 1 away, base is clear for Jack Bollinger batting from the left side. Here's the first pitch from Tyler DeYoung, and it's another fastball at 92. This time it misses for ball 1.
Yeah, Bill Pintard mixing up the lineup today. Once again, as we saw against the Bombers, a non-CCL opponent as well, a little earlier in the year. You know, getting guys that either are lower in the order, kind of pushing up, or that haven't had as many at-bats. So both a prime example of Klepsch and Bollinger here today.
The last one was in there. Another fastball from Tyler DeYoung to even up the count 1-1. And Klepsch, leadoff spot. 2 other changers. DiMaggio will be in the order as well. And Cooper Carter getting his first start of the season in the 9th spot. Here's the 1-1 and up and into the fencing to the left of home plate. Strike 2. Santa Barbara, 6 victories all last week. And Bill Pintard said, really entering last week, it was going to be a big week to really establish going into the heart of their season what this season was going to be all about for the Sturs. And they sure proved themselves last week. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And Bollinger will see an off-speed pitch at 80 away, 2-2.
Well, and it's really important for the Foresters to kind of keep up this pace. You know, they're in a really competitive Southern League. You know, Conejo as well has 12 wins. Arroyo Seco has 10. You know, Orange County Riptide has 10 as well. So you really can't ever get into the habit of losing 1 or 2 games back-to-back.
This one is grounded over to the shortstop, Nick Miller, and the throw was in time to the first baseman, Paymard, to retire 2 in the bottom of the first. Klepsch had to ground out to third, and Bollinger too short. 2 gone in the inning.
Batting for the Foresters, the center fielder, number 37.
That's going to bring up Jonas Sebring. UCSB Gaucho stands in. Base is clear, 2 outs. You said it, Cole, looking at the CCL South, very tight at the top. And Conejo, team that the Sturs are going to play later on in the week, Friday and Saturday. Both teams at 12-5 in the CCL South. And really a big week of matchups all the way through this week for the Sturs. Here's the first pitch to Jonas Sebring, and sees a breaking ball for a strike.
Well, yeah, between Conejo, you're seeing San Luis Obispo 2 times as well, and you're also going to get the MLB Academy Barons, who Bill Pintard mentioned earlier in the year is a better team than their record reflects. You know, they have a lot of guys that are gritty, that are able to kind of dig in and find a way to win.
Another breaking ball. This time it misses high from Tyler DeYoung to even up the count 1-1. So Sebring enters today 372 average on the year. 2 gone, and the base is clear for Jonah. Here's the pitch, and this is well away at 92 from Tyler DeYoung. That is ball 2. We talked about slow. The Sturs are going to be right back up there in San Luis Obispo tomorrow, and then host them on Independence Day on Thursday, and also home away against the Conejo Oaks away on Friday, and then home on Saturday. Here's a 2-1, And Jonah lays off the high fastball, 3-1.
It's been really fun to see. We obviously have talked about Jack Holman's recent transfer commitment to UCSB, but it's kind of fun seeing both Sebring and Holman in the lineup today, kind of back-to-back. They were both big contributors offensively yesterday for the Sturs, and they were really effective in their way to kind of get out and jumpstart the offense early. So it's been really fun to see this kind of Gaucho pairing here in Santa Barbara as well.
That will be ball 4. Fastball missing from DeYoung at 93 down and away. So Sebring, the first man to reach base for the Sturs. That's going to bring up the lethal Jack Holman.
Number 18, Jack Holman.
Well, for Jack Holman, to say that he's been productive is an understatement. His slash line 500 on base percentage, over 600, and nearly slugging 800 for Jack Holman. He's gone 6 for 32. Unreal numbers for Jack. Runner goes off the first pitch, and he'll have to come back. Sebring back to the first station. As Holman fouls off the first pitch, 0-1.
Well, I think it'd be hard to find a guy that's been more productive in this amount of time in the CCL than Jack Holman. You know, didn't necessarily start the first 5 games, you know, came in for a few pinch hitting opportunities, but this last kind of stretch of 7 to 8 games, Holman has just been a monster at the plate. And not only has he been hitting, he's been hitting for power as well, as we've seen. Multiple home runs, multiple opportunities, multiple extra base hits, and he's been able to kind of catapult this Forester offense kind of over the hump and kind of get them in a spot where they feel comfortable, especially going into the second half of the season.
On his last 9 plate appearances, the only time he hasn't reached was once. He's 8 for 9 getting on base. Here's this pitch into the gap for Jack Holman. The right fielder, Shinagaka, moves over and makes the squeeze to retire the lethal Jack Holman out in right center field. Jonas Sebring worked a 2-out walk, but the side retired by Tyler DeYoung and the California Halos. We go to the second, no score from Santa Barbara High School.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
In the second inning from Santa Barbara High School, Nate Franco, Vince Nielsen, and Tyler Shinagaka will be coming on up for the California Halos, and Jackson Cloud strikes out the side in the first inning. What a way to start a ball game.
Exactly. You know, what we really saw, which was really impressive early on from Jackson Cloud, was his off-speed working. You know, his break on both his cutter and curveball have been really impressive to start, and the fact that he's able to kind of couple that with a strong fastball command has been really fun to see so far.
So here is Nate Franco serving as the DH, playing for CSUN. Actually, that's where Jackson is going to be going next year. CSUN, call it CSU Northridge. Here's the first pitch, and we'll miss away to the DH Franco, ball 1.
Yeah, got some Matadors battling off today. Pretty fun.
And Cloud coming set. 1-0 offering to the DH. And Franco will see a breaking ball in there for a strike, 1-1.
Once again, another fantastic breaking pitch from Jackson Cloud. The fact that he's able to work that in early, really a nice glimpse into the future for him in this ball game.
Here's leadoff man Franco at a 1-1 count. Calls time momentarily, but for the California Halos, enter today, we were told 13-2-2. 1-1 pitch, and that breaking ball is in there very nicely, 1-2 now. Halos, an independent team, not affiliated with any league, and they're actually once part of the CCL when they were the SoCal Halos, but since then changed their name. 1-2 pitch, and Franco will take strike 3, 4 up for Jackson Cloud, and 4 Ks for the starting pitcher this afternoon.
Now batting for the Halos,
I mean, you can't ask for a better start if you're Jackson Cloud this afternoon. You know, this is a big game. He's trying to kind of get himself back into that starting rotation, you know, after his past struggles. And hopefully today, through his performance, he can try to do that. It's a good showcase for Cloud.
First pitch to Vince Nielsen. You'll see it down low for ball number 1. Nielsen at second base defensively today for the California Halos. And another nice day. We've seen some cloudier mornings, especially up north here of Santa Barbara High School. They burned off nearly every day. 1-0 pitch, and fastball missing low. That is ball 2.
Yeah, I haven't really got a lot of marine layer sticking around, especially in the late afternoon here at Santa Barbara High, which has been really nice.
2-0 pitch. Nielsen will take a strike at 84. Cloud gets himself back in the count. 2 balls and a strike with Tyler Shinagaka standing on deck for the Halos. Cloud looks like he's in a faster rhythm now. 2-1 pitch. Nielsen sees it down, 2-2.
Like you just mentioned, that tempo was really nice to see from Cloud early on. You know, when a lot of times you see guys struggle, they kind of take a little extra time to get their body right and get their own kind of rhythm in the windup. But Jackson Cloud's been rolling so far.
Check that. That was a 3-1 pitch now, and it's now a full count to Vince Nielsen. So it was 3-1. Jackson fires a strike to get to a full count. Here is a 3-2 pitch. And Nielsen reaches for it, stays alive, and we will do it again. With 1 away and the base is clear, no score in the second. Cloud taking a moment. In this non-CCL game, Cloud last pitched Tuesday last week, and here comes a 3-2, and Nielsen reaches for it. Shallow center field back as the second baseman, called off by the shortstop, Klepsch. And he will make the squeeze. Drew Markle, the second baseman, and Addison Klepsch at short. Both back there, but it is Addison to make the squeeze. 2 gone in the second.
What's been impressive so far from Cloud is his ability to get back into counts. You know, he's had multiple where it's been 3-1, 2-0, and the fact he's been able to kind of get back in it as well as throw strikes and force outs in any way possible has been really fun to see so far.
Here's the first pitch to Tyler Shinagaka, and it drops in nicely from Cloud, 0-1. Shinagaka playing for Vanguard University, an NAIA school, part of the GSAC conference. Cloud shakes off a couple. Here is the 0-1 pitch, and Shinagaka quickly down 0-2. Fantastic from Jackson.
I mean, that break on that curveball has been exemplary so far from Jackson Cloud. And if he can feel comfortable with that, he's going to have a great day on the mound.
2 gone, base is clear. Here is the 0-2 pitch, and Cloud strikes out another man. He's faced 6 and struck out 5. Jackson Cloud rolling early here in Santa Barbara. We go to the bottom half of the second. No score from Santa Barbara High School.
We're Tammy and Scott from Draftsman Ale Works here in Goleta, California.
For me, making beer is a dream come true. Seeing the community come together in our brewery is a fantastic feeling.
Community West Bank has trusted and believed in us from the very beginning.
Not only have they helped us by getting to where we are today, but they're helping us lay a path for where we want to go.
We count on them.
The community counts on Draftsman Ale Works to bring people together. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Forester's home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties, and as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Bottom of the second, no score between the California Halos and the Santa Barbara Foresters. Justin DiMaggio, Johnny Rodriguez, Drew Markle coming on up for the Sturs. For Jesse at third base defensively, he's gone 4 for 16. A .250 average for him, leading things off. Tyler DeYoung, the right-hander, remains on the hill for his second inning. Here's first pitch, and DiMaggio spits on it in, ball 1.
Yeah, it's an interesting arm angle from DeYoung. You know, it's going to be hard for the Foresters to possibly adjust. However, it's going to be crucial for them to be able to time it up and put barrel on ball, start this ball game.
1-0 pitch, and that's in there at 91 from Tyler on the hill to even up the count. Ball and a strike. For the Sturs entering today, 12-5. Their CCL record, they won all 6 games of last week with the 1-1 tapped down the first baseline out of play for strike 2. It was fun to watch them all last week.
Absolutely. I mean, it was a joy. The Foresters, it's when they're hot and they're on, I mean, not a better team in my opinion than CCL. The consistent great pitching coupled with kind of early and timely hitting has been really fun to see, and especially the explosion of offense by guys like Jack Holtman.
As DiMaggio swings at that breaking ball, and he will go down swinging, 1 away in the second. DeYoung has his first K of his outing. Striking out DiMaggio. Here comes Johnny Rodriguez. Johnny at first. We've seen Holman over there, but Holman, after what he has done at the dish, a monster, serving as a DH. But here's Johnny, 1 away, and the base is clear. Bottom of the second. Tyler DeYoung, first pitch. And Rodriguez swinging a miss, strike 1.
Well, and Johnny Rodriguez recently kind of coming off a small injury. You know, he was out for about 4 or 5 games and has just been slowly trying to itch his way back into the Forester lineup as well as be a productive member of the lineup as well.
The 0-1 and missing away at 85. That is ball 1. For Rodriguez, he did play up and slow. Had a base hit in the 6th inning. It's at a 1-1 count, 1 away. Here's the pitch, and Rodriguez tight to the hands, late on the fastball, 1-2.
Yeah, that fastball with that arm angle coupled with the fact that it's coming out of his hand at 92 is a difficult one to catch up to.
His breaking balls, upper 70s, big discrepancy there on those 2 pitches. Solid starting pitching for both teams so far today. Tyler DeYoung winds up the 1-2. And Rodriguez hits it sharply towards the shortstop, but it will get through into left field. That is a 1-out knock for the Sturs, and Johnny Rodriguez aboard. And Santa Barbara have their first hit of the ball game.
Looked like Reed, who's playing third here today for the Halos, kind of just gave up on that ball, possibly thought that Miller would cover at shortstop. But, you know, once again, Johnny Rodriguez finding the right hole, you know, sliding through the infield and getting a base hit by any means necessary.
Here is Drew Markle. If you didn't follow the last game against the Slow Blues when the Sturs went to extra innings, and in the CCL, you have a courtesy runner put at second, a tiebreak runner, a ghost runner, whatever you'd like to call it. It was Markle who came around to score the winning run. First pitch, ball 1, 1-0.
Well, and you and me, Hunter, were talking about this kind of courtesy runner last game in San Luis Obispo, and to be honest with you, Markle was the perfect option. You know, obviously it was the last out before the inning, so that therefore you had to put him at second. However, the fact that he was able to get on base and 2 wild pitches were had, Slow kind of struggled throwing strikes the entire game, and you know, not necessarily a pretty win, but they got out of Sinsheimer Stadium with a W, which was really important.
1-0 pitch, and Markle sprays out to play over the first base dugout, strike 1. Anytime you get out of that stadium with a victory, that's a good thing. Very tough place to play up in Slow, and they're going to be in enemy territory tomorrow night. Even a bigger spectacle, firework night up there in Slow tomorrow. Check back again at first base. Rodriguez in safely. Talking about that runner, it's always got to catch 22, having to run an extra innings being placed on second, like what Markle did, just scoring on wild pitches, and just like that, one of the teams is up just on errant pitches. Here's the 1-1, and we'll miss high, ball 2.
Yeah, I don't know why. I always kind of feel like it benefits the visiting team a little bit more by the fact you kind of immediately have a chance to score. You know, you don't have to wait on it. I think whenever you do have a courtesy runner at second, especially in the MLB when you watch games, a lot of times you see the visiting team come out on top because they're able to score first, and the home team kind of feels like they have to battle back instead of having an opportunity to tie it or win in the bottom half.
Markle chops down the 2-1 pitch to even up the count, 2-2. On deck will be Jackson Freeman or the Santa Barbara Foresters. 1 away, and Johnny Rodriguez remaining at first. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Drew Markle. And Markle checks swing, but he went around. He will strike out. 2 gone in the second.
Tough look from Markle right there. Just got to stay a little more disciplined at the plate. Difficult at bat. However, at that point, you just got to kind of shorten up and find a way to put a barrel on the ball.
Here's Jackson Freeman. From the left side, Rodriguez is at first. When you look at the winds here this afternoon, a little bit different compared to what we normally see. It's blowing from left to right, nearly pole to pole. It almost feels like it's blowing in towards home plate now. First pitch in, and the runner goes. It was a late jump from Rodriguez trying to slide in, and he is safe at second. Late jump from Johnny, but he's now in scoring position.
That was actually a really smart steal from Johnny Rodriguez. He recognized that there was no one even close to covering second, no one holding him on, as well as the catcher just was kind of caught off guard. So a really smart and active, smart job by Johnny Rodriguez, and that's a great example of active base running.
So now 2-out base runner in scoring position. The 0-1 pitch, and we'll find the strike zone at 91. Jackson Freeman needs to protect the plate, down 0-2.
Well, and Rodriguez getting that extra back there was huge as well due to the fact that Jackson Freeman has been so critical, especially late in the lineup, getting RBIs for the Foresters.
Yeah, add the 8th spot here this afternoon. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and Freeman swinging a miss on a breaking ball. He goes down swinging, and Tyler DeYoung strikes out 3 in the second. We go to the third, no score from Santa Barbara High School. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com.
I'm Eric Anand, CEO and Managing Director of Santa Barbara Airbus. Santa Barbara Airbus is all about the customer experience. Having your customers count on you. It's because people recognize that you're there when you need them. One of the early challenges for our business was equipment financing. Community West Bank has always found a way for the terms and conditions to work for us and for them. I count on Community West Bank.
The community counts on Santa Barbara Airbus to keep them moving. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
Third inning from Eddie Matthews Field at Santa Barbara High School in Jackson Cloud. O'Coley's faced 6, struck out 5 in the first 2 innings.
I mean, really, you can barely get better than that so far, Hunter. I mean, he's just been spectacular. And the best thing about it, he has the tempo on the mound, you know, the consistent tempo, especially through that windup. And he just kind of looks comfortable out there. You know, last time we saw him start, like I mentioned previously, was against the MLB Academy Barons, and he kind of was working a little slower, didn't necessarily have his stuff. Didn't pitch poorly, honestly. I think pitched 2 innings. And only gave up a run. It wasn't even an earned run at that. However, you know, the fact that he's able to kind of come back against California Halos and kind of establish himself early and kind of switch his different pitches around has been really fun and really exceptional to see so far.
The first pitch will miss low. It was a check swing from Evan DeValley, who will lead things off. It's DeValley, Reed, and Elias. Bottom of the order coming up for the California Halos. No score heading to the third. Of those strikeouts for Jackson Cloud, 3 swinging and 2 looking. Already the 1-0 pitch, and DeValley will take away ball 2. Evan DeValley was at Ventura City College, currently undecided about where he's playing next. 2-0 pitch, and that will miss away. That is ball 3 to the leadoff man in the 3rd inning.
Well, and DeValley had a pretty good career at Ventura City College as well, batting .306, .407 OPB, and 388 slugging percentage as well.
It's ahead in the count, but Cloud will fire a strike to get himself back in at 3-1. Even some of those strikeouts for Cloud, first 2 innings, he was down 3-1, but ends up striking the batter out, gets himself back in, and already that quick tempo 3-1 pitch, and DeValley sprays it back just to the right of home plate, full count.
Well, and like you just said, Hunter, that's what's been kind of so fun and exciting to see from Cloud today is his comfortability in the mound, and that comes with fighting back in counts and being able to kind of control your stuff and have command over it. So regardless of what you throw, you know you're giving your best. You know most likely it's going to be a strike.
And it's another strikeout for Jackson Cloud. The leadoff man goes down swinging, one away in the third.
I mean, Cloud is working quick, and he is being effective. I mean, if you're a Bill Pintard, you could not ask for a better start from your starters here today.
Here's Mason Reed, third baseman. Another man who plays, or was at Ventura City College. Actually, the bottom of the order all played at Ventura CC. First pitch, and that will miss down low, ball 1. So Cloud retires the first man to Valley after he was behind 3-0 in the count. Here's the 1-0 pitch and a swing and a miss, 1-1.
When we talked about Cloud's kind of command before, on a lot of his pitches, he's not necessarily throwing the hardest we've seen throughout this pitching staff, but it's his command and his comfortability on the mound and his kind of relentlessness in at bats and attacking hitters, which has been so exciting and so effective so far this season.
That last pitch missing at 86, down and away to the right-hand batter, Mason Reed. So it's now 2-1. Top of the third, no score. Here's the pitch, and the 2-1 swing and a miss, 2-2. Mason Reed takes a moment. Bryce Elias will be next. One away, here is a 2-2 pitch. Reed, he went around. Another strikeout for Jackson Cloud. He has struck out 7 of the 8 batters he has faced. Here comes the left fielder, Elias.
I mean, just wow. That's the only thing that really is going to be able to come out of my mouth right now. It's just wow. Jackson Cloud just being spectacular to start the day against the California Halos.
Here's a first pitch to the 9-hole hitter, and he's swing and a miss, strike 1. Last one from Cloud, inching up a little bit. Fastball at 87. 2 gone, bases clear. The 0-1 pitch, and Elias will see another fastball. This time it's low, 1-1.
Well, what's so fun to watch for the Foresters is his pitching staff, right? You have guys like Cloud who aren't necessarily throwing super hard, but couple that with your relief guys like Stratton, like Hensley, and like Zarodnik, who do kind of pump it in there, the low 90s, that he can even get up to the mid-90s. That combination is deadly because you really just make sure that hitters are guessing 24/7.
Cloud at a 2-1 count to Bryce Elias. Here's the pitch, and Elias will take down low, ball 3. And the 9-hole hitter here in the top of the third. First 2 retired in front of him. No score against the California Halos and the Sturs. And Cloud, 3-1 pitch, and Elias swing and a miss, full count. Cloud has another 3-2 count with 2 gone. Here's a payoff pitch, and Cloud fires a ball down low at 85. And Bryce Elias in the 9th spot will work a walk, and the first man to reach base today for the Halos is aboard.
That was a smart pitch from Cloud, regardless of the the outcome. The fact that he was able to locate it low, was trying to make the hitter chase, recognize he had no one on. Not a bad pitch at all, and even his not necessarily strikes have been hitting and been very accurate so far from Cloud today.
Back to the top of the order, and here's a first pitch to Nick Miller, down and away at 86, and Cooper Carter again behind the dish here today, who will actually be leading things off in the bottom half of this inning for the Santa Barbara Foresters. Man at first, Elias. First pitch missing to Miller. Here's the 1-0, and Miller taps it towards his teammates in the third base dugout. Strike number 1. Miller went down looking in the opening inning. No shame in that after you look at the order. First time through, 7 of them went down on strikes for the California Halos against Jackson Cloud. Cloud, the 1-1 pitch, runner goes, and Cooper on the transfer, was unable to get the transfer to his throwing arm, but a check down the first base umpire saying that he went around. So that will be a ball and 2 strikes to Nick Miller. But now a man in scoring position for the California Halos. They have an opportunity to score first if something's put in play here. Jackson Cloud again ahead in the count. 2 gone, man at second. Here's 1-2 pitch, and Nick Miller, he went around, and Jackson Cloud strikes him out. There's a 2-out base runner for the Halos, but Cloud has 3 strikeouts in the third. Go to the home half of the inning. Cooper Carter, Addison Klepsch, Jack Bullinger next from Santa Barbara.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the bookstore. Hi, this is Foresters Hall of Fame member Jim Buckley. When I'm not telling you who's batting for the Sturs, I write books for kids. Visit Chaucer's Books on Upper State Street and ask for my new graphic novel biography of Amelia Earhart or any of the great books I've written in the Who Was biography series. Titles include Muhammad Ali, the Wright Brothers, Blackbeard the Pirate, Roberto Clemente, and many more. Thanks for your support of reading for kids and the Foresters.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Still no score in Santa Barbara, and Tyler DeYoung, he has also looked very solid, the starting pitcher today for the California Halos, Cole.
Exactly. You know, it's difficult, you know, when you mix in a bunch of different guys throughout the lineup, which is what Bill Pintard has done today. You know, it's about finding your groove, and we've talked about earlier in the season how some guys just haven't necessarily got the amount of at-bats to kind of throw a stat line out there and attribute anything to them. One of those guys today is going to be Cooper Carter, who is a Bakersfield native and getting his first start today in the Sturs uniform.
Yeah, and for Cooper Carter, a commit to York University in Nebraska. He'll be playing for that NAIA school, but he's been the bullpen catcher all year long. Bill Pintard giving him the nod today in the 9 spot to dig in for the first time at the dish. First pitch, he will take away ball 1. And it's great to see him out here getting the start today in this non-CCL game. Head in the count. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And Carter sends it the other way down the right field line, and that ball just goes foul. Strike 1.
I think the dugout was ready to explode on that one if that got down. I mean, you love to see that too, the support by these guys for Cooper. Everyone wants to see this kid succeed, and today he's going to get a multitude of opportunities to possibly get a hit, which would be spectacular.
Really the unsung hero of this team, especially for all the pitching staff. Always on the road trips, catching in all of the bullpens. Here's a 1-1 pitch, and Carter sends it back, strike 2.
Well, and he's just a good energy guy in the dugout, too. That's why all these guys really appreciate him. Great personality on the bus. Put it in the dirty work, too, you know, like you just said, being able to come to practice every day, come to games, catch every single bullpen. You know, he's there whenever guys need extra work, he's willing to catch them. You know, just a fantastic, you know, presence in this Foresters dugout, and everyone's just so happy he's getting an opportunity here today.
He's leading off bottom of the third. No score in this game. And DeYoung, 1-2 pitch. And Carter, he will take. Good take from Cooper. 2-2.
I think this is the most chatter I've seen out of the Sturs dugout this season for a particular at-bat, and it is really fun to see.
Next will be Addison Klepsch, top of the order. It's 2-2. DeYoung the delivery, and swing and a miss. Cooper Carter down on strikes. He is retired.
Now batting for the Foresters, sponsored by Fun
One away in the third. That's going to bring around Addison Klepsch. 0 for 1 today. Ground out to third. Still in this scoreless ball game, and even though the California Halos, an independent team, don't play for a specific league, 13 wins on their season. They've been playing very well, and their starter today has looked very solid. First pitch, and it will miss at 82, ball 1.
Well, I think the Halos are a perfect example of a team that doesn't necessarily have a lot of, like, what you stereotypically call highbrow talent, right? Guys that are D1, they have a few kind of stragglers within their lineup. The majority of these guys are either JUCO, D2, D3, or NAIA guys. And obviously you can see today they have a lot of talented guys on their roster, and that's what's really interesting about the CCL as well. You get that kind of exposure for some guys that aren't necessarily typically seen at the top level, but they can compete just the same.
Tyler DeYoung had a 1-1 count after he has retired the last 3, all striking them out. 1-1 pitch, and Klepsch, we'll see, fastball at 91, just missing high, 2-1. Jack Bollinger will be next for the Santa Barbara Foresters. One away and the base is clear for Klepsch. Here's the pitch, and the 2-1 is drilled into left, and that will fall for a base hit. And Klepsch, his first time aboard today, a 1-out knock for Addison.
Well, we've seen Klepsch, get a few more at-bats kind of in the last 3 or 4 games. However, for the most part, the start of the season, he's been used as a pinch runner for Bill Pintard. However, everyone recognizes the skill. He's just committed to Auburn out of high school, has the talent, but comparatively just hasn't necessarily got the amount of ABs just because he hasn't necessarily had that collegiate exposure yet. However, another one of those guys that once gets more ABs is going to get better and is going to get more hits throughout the season.
That's now at first. Here's Jack Bollinger, 1 away. The pitch, and it misses high. Ball 1. They try to send Klepsch here. He's a good runner. And the Sturs, we've been talking about all season long how aggressive they've been on the bases. And Tyler DeYoung giving up second hit of the day. We'll check back to first. Remains 1-0 to Jack Bollinger. And the wind's still blowing from left to right, typically the opposite direction here at Santa Barbara High School. Blowing from left to right foul poles. And DeYoung in this righty-lefty matchup. Here's another check back to first base. Still 1-0 to Jack. To follow Bollinger will be Jonas Sebring. No score in the bottom of the 3rd. 1-0 pitch, looking to lay down a bunt, but looks like he might have been trying to pull it back. It's out of play, strike 1.
Yeah, if he was trying to bunt, I like the idea from Buckley here to start this at bat. However, if not, you just kind of had to bring that bat back a little quicker.
Bollinger grounded out to short in the 1st against Tyler DeYoung. 1-1 pitch, and this one is sent over the 3rd base dugout, out of play for strike number 2 for the Sturs. When you look at what Santa Barbara has done throughout the CCL season, their average just under 270, getting on base 40% of the time, 400, their OBP. And Jack Bollinger getting the nod, batting second today in the lineup, trying to work around Klepsch around the bases, but he's down the count now. DeYoung, 1-2 pitch, and Bollinger strikes out. 2 gone in the 3rd. And the runner goes. It was a late jump. Klepsch tries to slide in. That ball gets in and out of the glove of the shortstop, and Addison Klepsch, opportunistic look on the bases, now in at scoring position. Good aggressive play from Klepsch.
Well, and that's what he does best. We've seen him throughout the season as a pinch runner. And he's aggressive. He's got the speed. He's got the tenacity. Like you just said a second ago, very opportunistic, going to recognize those opportunities and take them. And, he 2 times today, both him and John Rodriguez caught DeValley behind the plate, just kind of sleeping, and took advantage of it.
So now with 2 outs, here's Jonas Sebring. Looks to bunt, pulls it back, strike. Ball 1, missing at 91 on the fastball from Tyler DeYoung, 1-0. Well, the starting pitcher for the Halos, 5 Ks for Jackson Cloud. He has 8. Strong starters so far. Here's the pitch, and Sebring will see a fastball down at 90, 2-0. Sturs looking to score the first run of this ball game. Addison Klepsch, 1-out single, a stolen bag. Sebring's able to put something in play, likely score Addison. 2-0 pitch, and this one's into left, and it's gloved by the shortstop. What a play from Nick Miller. Nick Miller, the shortstop, coming in, flashing the leather, and robs Jonas Sebring of a base hit and maybe saving a run. But well done from the shortstop as Jonas Sebring lines out to the shortstop for the 3rd out of the inning. We head to the 4th. No score in Santa Barbara.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
We head to the fourth inning from Santa Barbara High School, and looks like Bill Pintar is going to make a change. Looks like Nolan Souza is going to be entering for Drew Markle at second base. And Markle goes to the first base dugout. No, Markle's going to be out there, and the glove over. It looks like Souza is going to be in now defensively for Santa Barbara. Looks like Markle's going to slide over. No, check that. It looks like it's just going to be a straight change for Jack Bollinger.
Yeah, I think it might be Addison Klepsch that's gotten taken out of the game right here.
Yep.
Looks like it's just straight Markle moving over to short, and then Nolan Souza coming in for Klepsch and moving him to second. I don't know if Klepsch possibly got injured or if Coach Bill Pintard saw something.
Yeah, so it's now going to be Drew Markle at short and Nolan Souza in at second base, and Klepsch out of the ball game. And Klepsch had that stolen bag in at second base. Maybe something happened there, but Klepsch replaced by Nolan Souza. And here's going to be Nathan Kaczynski to lead things off in the top of the fourth inning. No score here from Santa Barbara High School, and Jackson Cloud has been shoving to start his outing in a first pitch swing and a miss, strike one. Klepsch has only allowed a single base runner. It was a walk, and he has struck out 8 through 3. And he's quickly ahead 0-2 against Nathan Kaczynski, man who plays for High Point University, who's struck out in the opening inning. He's now down the count 0-2. Cloud winds up the 0-2 pitch, and Cloud strikes him out. 9th K of the day for Jackson. Blazing through the California Halos order. It's going to bring up Brian Paymard.
I mean, 9 Ks through 3 1/3. I mean, it's
ridiculous.
It's spectacular. It's unbelievable. They don't even know what they're. I mean, it looks like the Halos hitters just don't even know what they're looking for right now.
First pitch, Paymard will see down low, ball 1. The only other out that was recorded other than a strikeout was a pop-up to the shortstop, then Addison Klepsch, who was out there. Everyone else has been retired by Cloud, and he fires a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, looking at the scoreboard, or the scorecard rather, Hunter, it's just kind of, it's rather particular, honestly, looking at all those Ks, both backwards and forwards.
1-1 pitch in there at 85, 1-2. And now Brian Paymard takes a moment. You would understand why after his teammates and him getting mown down by Jackson Cloud. And the focus here from Jackson to keep on rolling. Sensational. 1-2 pitch. Paymard takes 2-2.
Well, it's his command coupled with the pace he's at as well, just time-wise. You know, he looks comfortable out there, and he's moving quickly.
Here's the 2-2. And that one just tapped by Brian Paymart to stay alive. Just barely 2-2. When you get a couple more looks, we'll see how long McLeod can do, but obviously rolling here, but having a second look at the starting pitcher, trying to figure things out. If you're the California Halos, one away, base is clear. Here's the 2-2. Paymart sees a big breaking ball, full count.
That one started a little too high. However, once again, fantastic break, though, from Jackson Cloud, regardless of where that ball finished.
Next will be Nate Franco for the Halos. Here comes another 3-2 pitch. Paymart strikes out. Another K for Jackson Cloud. Double digits now at 10 through 3 2/3 for Jackson.
That's a bad man right there on that mound today. He is taking no prisoners. Jackson Cloud doing the dirty work, getting it done for the Foresters so far.
And here is the DH Nate Franco. Struck out looking in the second. 2 gone, bases clear, no score. First pitch, and this one's tapped. Foul, strike 1. And for the California Halos, you actually even look at their organization for the Halos. They've got numerous teams, U12, U16, all the way up to the different age divisions. And this is the Collegiate Premier team. The 0-1 down low, even up to count 1-1. The Halos once were a part of the CCL under the name SoCal Halos. Now an independent team. Struggling here against Cloud. 1-1 pitch. And this ball will miss in at 85, ball 2.
Well, yeah, and you see the history of the CCL, you know, an abundance of teams kind of being in and out of it. Foresters have been incredibly consistent, though, for the last 20-plus years, but in the CCL. Another team that kind of is prominent like that as well is the San Luis Obispo Blues, who've been a part of the CCL for basically forever.
Nate Franco ahead in the count 3-1. That hasn't stopped Cloud. He's gotten back and struck out guys after he's been down the count. Here's the 3-1, however. Franco taps it over to Nolan Souza now at second off a couple hops and over to Rodriguez to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down yet again for Jackson Cloud. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Holman, DiMaggio, and Rodriguez up next for Santa Barbara.
We're Tammy and Scott from Draftsman Ale Works here in Goleta, California.
For me, making beer is a dream come true. Seeing the community come together in our brewery is a fantastic feeling.
Community West Bank has trusted and believed in us from the very beginning.
Not only have they helped us by getting to where we are today, but they're helping us lay a path for where we want to go.
We count on them.
The community counts on Draftsman Ale Works to bring people together. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Forester's home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara Airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara Airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties, and as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Jack Bollinger will be leading things off. Jack Holman, will be leading things off for the Santa Barbara Foresters. No score in the bottom of the 4th. Holman had a line out into right. First time up against Tyler DeYoung. First pitch, and Holman will take an off-speed missing away, ball 1.
Well, we've seen how dominant Jackson Cloud has been defensively for the Foresters today. But now it's the opportunity for the Foresters to kind of strike and possibly get some offense going, make Cloud feel even more comfortable on the mound.
It's a 1-0 pitch, missing high and away at 90 for ball 2. Today for the Sturs, they've had a walk and 2 hits so far against Tyler DeYoung. Actually, both runners who collected hits stranded at second after a stolen base. 2-0 pitch, and Holman sees it well away, 88, ball 3. You have to imagine Holman's going to be seeing a lot more pitches, not even close to the zone moving forward.
Yeah, if teams do their homework, they are going to most likely pitch around Jack Holman if they can get at it. I mean, like we just mentioned a few innings ago, he's been probably the hottest player in the CCL the last 10-game stretch, and teams are starting to take notice.
And a 3-0 sent over to the third baseman. Mason Reed charges in. The throw could not be grabbed by the first baseman, Brian Payman. Paymard could not make the squeeze, and Jack Holman will reach on an error, likely, but the leadoff man aboard in the 4th.
Now batting for the Foresters.
Well, Jackson Holman slammed his bat on the ground prior to even basically getting out of the box, was frustrated himself for swinging at that 3-0. However, it's a little gift from the Halos here and reaches base regardless. That's going to help the on-base percentage.
So go down as an E5. Check that E3 on the first baseman. First pitch now to Jesse DiMaggio, misses high and in, ball 1. So error on the first baseman, Brian Paymard. But now leadoff man aboard for the Santa Barbara Foresters, looking to capitalize. Still a scoreless ball game. First pitch, and this ball is hit sharply, and that is a fair ball down the left field line by Jesse DiMaggio. Holman rounds second, looking around third. DiMaggio holds up at second. That's going to be an RBI double for Jesse DiMaggio, and the Sturs now lead 1-0 as Holman scores from first.
Great piece of hitting there by Jesse DiMaggio, getting out in front of the count early and ripping it down the left field line. I mean, that came off the bat real hot, 104 miles an hour, that exit velo. And you know what? These Foresters are starting to cook here at Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara capitalizing on the opening error to start the inning. So here's Johnny Rodriguez looking to put up a couple runs here in the 4th. It's now 1-0 Santa Barbara lead. First pitch, and Rodriguez, big swing, strike 1. Laid on the fastball at 91. Well, Rodriguez, he had the first knock of the day for the Sturs, and currently the Santa Barbara Foresters have 3. Next to Jesse DiMaggio at second, the 0-1, and Rodriguez sees another fastball at 91 high, even up the count. Rodriguez, it was a 1-out knock in the second for him, batting from the left side. And DeYoung, the pitch, the 1-1. This one's hit over to the first baseman. Good pick from Paymard at first, and just has to touch first base. DiMaggio, he does advance to third on the play, but Rodriguez will ground out to the first baseman for the first out of the inning. As a sacrifice fly intact for Drew Markle, only a single out here in the 4th.
Well, and if you're California Halos pitcher DeYoung, you're kicking yourself right now because you're probably saying to yourself, if that error didn't happen at first base, that would have been a double. Yes, however, you might have had the man move over to third, but no runs would have scored.
So here's Drew Markle. Opportunity to drive in the second run of the inning for Santa Barbara. First pitch, and it's tapped foul down the third baseline. Strike 1. Markle, strikeout victim in the second against Tyler DeYoung. DeYoung has 5 Ks on the day. First run in, Jack Holman scoring. RBI double from DiMaggio. The 0-1, and Markle sees it down, and great keep from Evan DeValley. Keep the runner at third, 1-1.
Yeah, if you're Markle in the situation, he's just got to be able to shorten up and possibly force a play at the plate. If you can lift it to the outfield, also would be very good.
1-1 pitch, and Markle sprays it back to the right of home plate, actually over the head of Jackson Freeman, who awaits on deck. That's strike 2 to Drew Markle.
You know, we've talked about early in the season how Coach Bill Pintard in their kind of slow little 4-game stretch where they did lose a lot, how he wanted to see more team at-bats. Is exactly the opportunity Drew Markle needs to kind of showcase he can do that for the Foresters this season.
Takes a breaking ball away, 2-2. Good take from Drew. Stars now leading 1-0, bottom of the fourth. 2-2 count. Freeman is on deck, but at third is Jess DiMaggio. Drove in the opening run of the ball game. 2-2 pitch. Marco on a breaking ball. Val tips it back into the glove, and he is retired. 2 gone in the fourth. 6th strikeout of the day for Tyler Young to bring up Jackson Freeman.
I mean, we've talked a lot about Jackson Cloud, but the Young on the mound has just been spectacular as well. I mean, minus that double by Jesse DiMaggio, he's been really spectacular. Not necessarily as effective as Cloud by any means, however, been working at a quick pace and has been really in high command so far.
First pitch to Freeman, grounded over to the second baseman. Nielsen, the throw in time to first. And that is how the inning will come to a close. Jesse DiMaggio drove in the opening run, but is stranded at third base. We head to the 5th. Santa Barbara now lead by a run.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the bookstore. Hi, this is Forrester's Hall of Fame member Jim Buckley. When I'm not telling you who's batting for the Sturs, I write books for kids. Visit Chaucer's Books on Upper State Street and ask for my new graphic novel biography of Amelia Earhart or any of the great books I've written in the Who Was biography series. Titles include Muhammad Ali, the Wright Brothers, Blackbeard the Pirate, Roberto Clemente, and many more. Thanks for your support of reading for kids and the Forresters.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
To the 5th inning, Vince Nielsen will lead things off. It is 5, 6, and 7 coming on up for the California Halos, but Jackson Cloud remains on the hill through 4 innings, 10 strikeouts for Jackson. The only man to reach base against him was Bryce Elias, who worked a walk. First pitch and a breaking ball chopped down the third baseline. Here comes Cloud. He spins, and the throw was good to Rodriguez. Well done by the first baseman to keep his back foot on the hill. Nielsen retired.
Yeah, Vince Nielsen was the official first beard batter of the season for the Foresters, and I think he kind of felt like he had a target on his back. You know, I think he wanted to get out of that at bat early, regardless of what happened. Make sure he did not strike out. So once again, a great play by Jackson Cloud, and starting off the inning strong.
One away here is Tyler Shinagaka, who sends this one over too short. Drew Markle charges in, bare hands at the throw over, was in time. What a play from Markle and Rodriguez. 2 quick outs here in the 5th.
Back-to-back barehanded plays by the Foresters defense. One, Cloud helping himself out. The next, Markle helping Cloud out. Fantastic job, and seems like the Foresters defense is firing on all cylinders so far today.
That is for sure. Here is Evan DeValley. 2 very quick outs for the Santa Barbara Foresters in the top of the 5th. They lead by a run. First pitch, and that will miss low at 85, ball 1. Yeah, those 2 balls hitting close vicinity down the third baseline. Here's the second pitch, sent foul. Out of play by Evan DeValley. 1-1. Solid play from the pitcher. Cloud, barehanded it, spun. Thrown to first in time. Same thing with Drew Markle now at short. Started the day at second base. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And DeValley sees a breaking ball missing. Ball 2. And still, it's just a one-run ball game at this point. Top of the 5th. Here's the 2-1. And DeValley sprays it out of play over the first base dugout. 2-2.
Well, and that puts so much emphasis on Cloud's fantastic defensive display today. The fact that it is still a one-run game, the fact that Foresters aren't necessarily out of the offensive woods yet, the fact they still need to tack on a few more if they want to feel comfortable throughout the latter half of this ball game.
2-2 pitch. DeValley strikes out Jackson Cloud now with 11 strikeouts. Another 1-2-3 inning for Jackson. What a performance from the starting pitcher. Bottom of the fifth, Sturs lead by a run.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties, and as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
I'm Eric Onen, CEO and Managing Director of Santa Barbara Airbus. Santa Barbara Airbus is all about the customer experience. Having your customers count on you. It's because people recognize that you're there when you need them. One of the early challenges for our business was equipment financing. Community West Bank has always found a way for the terms and conditions to work for us and for them. I count on Community West Bank.
The community counts on Santa Barbara Airbus to keep them moving. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
Santa Barbara lead by a run, bottom of the fifth inning in this non-CCL game. It's going to be Cooper Carter to lead things off in his debut for the Foresters. He's been the bullpen catcher all year long. First plate appearance, he struck out against Tyler DeYoung, who remains in the ball game. First pitch, and that one's over the head of Cooper. Ball one.
A little bit of a miss there by DeYoung. Carter does not necessarily seem phased, however.
In the last inning, the Sturs were able to put up their first run. Holman reached on error. Just DiMaggio RBI double to drive him in. 1-0 pitch, and Carter will take a strike at 90, 1-1.
Yeah, we talked about how Carter is the bullpen catcher. Just recently graduated high school. Had a pretty good high school career as well. Through 18 games, batted .340, .435 OPB. Had 18 hits in the year, 8 RBIs. Did pretty well for Garces Memorial High School in Bakersfield, California.
He's down the count now. Consecutive fastballs from DeYoung. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and Cooper, good take down low. Sees a 2-2 count now. On deck, it's the top of the order, and it's going to be Nolan Souza to hit for the first time. 2-2 pitch, and Cooper sprays it over the first base dugout. Remains 2-2.
Yeah, if you're Cooper Carter here, you just got to be able to shorten up a little bit, possibly beat out a throw if you can put it on the ground. You're looking to hit away due to DeYoung's speed.
2-2 pitch, and Cooper in the right field. Shinagaka is over a few steps and makes the squeeze. And Cooper Carter, the line out into right. One gone in the fifth.
Carter's made some good contact so far through his first two at-bats, you know. A few innings ago, his first at-bat was able to kind of slice one foul, and this at-bat putting it out to right field. But so far, good at-bats from Cooper.
He doesn't take BP either. He's out there catching really all day long down that bullpen. Doesn't take BP any day. So still pretty darn good from Cooper Carter. Here's Nolan Souza First pitch, and this one's in the left center field. Elias going back and makes the catch out in left. Nolan Souza sees one pitch so far today, his first AB, and he will fly out into left. 2 quick outs.
Now batting for the Foresters,
You know what Cooper Carter also does that is a little bit odd compared to a lot of the guys on the Forester roster? No batting gloves. No batting gloves, wood bat, little pine tar, little dirt, little work ethic, really.
I like that.
Yeah.
There's Jack Bollinger. First pitch, and Jack will see it down the way. And there was a change for the California Halos in between the last inning. Ethan Hagen now in at third base for Mason Reed. He's going to be batting at the 8th spot and will lead off the next inning. 1-0 pitch to Jack, and Bollinger sends it over to the third baseman. That ball will get through past the shortstop, Nick Miller. And Jack Bollinger has a 2-out knock in the bottom of the 5th. Stirs up a man aboard.
It's a good approach from Jack Bollinger right there, the fact he was able to kind of go the other way. We've mentioned before, even with that Johnny Rodriguez hit a few innings ago, Forster's just kind of putting them where the Halos ain't. And not necessarily pretty, however, it's getting it done today so far.
4th hit of the day for the Sturs. In the last inning, they brought in a run thanks to Jesse DiMaggio. RBI double. But here's Jonas Sebring. And Jonah will take a first pitch strike at 89 from Tyler DeYoung, 0-1. Sebring today, he's worked a walk and has a line out to the shortstop. Here's the 0-1, and Sebring sees a breaking ball for a strike, and he's quickly down 0-2 against DeYoung. You have to give him credit. Compared to Jackson Cloud with only allowing a walk so far today and striking out 11, Tyler DeYoung is having himself a very nice day as well. There is a man at first. 0-2 pitch, and Sebring reaches for it. Here comes the second baseman, Nielsen. Tough play, and the throw was in time to retire Jonas Sebring. Sebring puts it in play, ends up grounding out 4-3 for the final out of the 5th. Head to the 6th, Sturs leading 1-0 over the Halos.
Looks like we have one little kid and any Foresters player that
Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com. We go to the 6th. Santa Barbara lead by a run. Here's Ethan Hagen to stand in for the first time. First pitch from Jackson Cloud, who remains in the ball game. It's ball 1. Ethan Hagen now in at third for Mason Reed, hitting for the first time. Only one man to reach base today for the Halos. It was a walk by Bryce Elias. 1-0 pitch, and it will find the upper half of the zone. 1-1. Jackson Cloud has been phenomenal, facing 8, 9, and 1 here in the 6th.
Yeah, I mean, we cannot say enough good things about Jackson Cloud's performance today so far. Been able to bring really fantastic command both from his fastball as well as his off-speed pitches.
That off-speed at 72, missing down and in. 2 balls and a strike. So Hagen standing in for the first time. Sees a 2-1 pitch, and that one will miss low. That is ball 3. 11 Ks from Jackson Cloud through 5. Let that sink in. I mean, the more you say it, still how ridiculous it is.
I mean, I'm shocked, Hunter. I mean, we recognize how good Jackson Cloud is, but, I mean.
This 3-1 pitch into left, and that ball will fall in front of Jackson Freeman. And that is the first hit of the day for the California Halos. Ethan Hagan in his first plate appearance in the left field for a base hit.
Yeah, and Cloud getting a little bit of some appreciation from the fans here. Everyone recognizing the importance of that hit from Hagan. And, you know, now if you're a Cloud, you don't even have to think about the possibility of a no-hitter. You just go back to work.
Wheeling and dealing. Here's Bryce Elias. And Elias, prior to that hit from Hagan, was the only man to reach base against Jackson this afternoon. First pitch, 83, will find the zone, nothing and one.
You know, I got a theory behind Jackson Cloud's success here today.
Talk to me.
You know what? I think it's got to be the blue stirrups.
Okay.
I just got a feeling, you know, some guys wear socks, some guys wear stirrups, some guys prefer the pajama pants, as I like to call them, the long, you know, flowy trousers. However, I think Jackson Cloud's got a good look going on, and I think it's the blue stirrups. You know, I can't argue with the stat line so far today.
No.
So.
And Bryce Elias, nothing one count. Runner at first. Hagan, he's rearing at the first station. The second pitch missing down. Even up the count 1-1. We do see action now in the bullpen. Ty Zarodnik, the lefty, now tossing. And Elias had the 9th spot in the order. Top of the order is on deck. It's a 1-run ball game. 1-1 pitch. We'll have to wait. Check back to first. They nearly got him. Ethan Hagan, he's been playing some games over there at first, shaking back and forth, but he's in safely. Out, coming set. 1-1 pitch, and that fastball will find the zone. 1 and 2, and Cloud right back into it. Ball and 2 strikes.
Well, if you're Cloud here, you're most likely possibly working for a strikeout, and then, you know, as the kind of at-bats continue on, you're looking for a double play ball.
Another check back to first. With the leadoff man aboard, Ethan Hagan. First hit of the ball game coming in the 6th inning for the California Halos. Their leadoff man. The wind's still blowing, left to right, pole to pole. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and this one is lifted into shallow center field. That ball will fall beyond the glove of Drew Markle, the shortstop. And now 2 consecutive hits for the California Halos here in the top of the 6th. Still no outs, and that's going to bring around the top of the order, Nick Miller.
It looked like Sebring in center thought Markle might have had that ball, did not necessarily charge it as fast as he possibly could have. And I think Markle just got kind of turned around and kind of a bloop single from Elias. However, it works for the Halos.
It is only a 1-run ball game. Here's Nick Miller standing in now. First pitch. And Miller skies it in, let's say, in the infield, and the infield fly will be called. So now 1 away in the 6th on the infield fly rule. Runners hold.
Well, this is a time you got to really think about your pitching sequence if you're Jackson Cloud. You know, you recognize it's a 1-run ball game. You've obviously pitched spectacular before this, but none of that really matters, right? It's still a 1-run ball game, too. You don't necessarily have that big cushion that you'd like. So you got to think about your pitches, got to be very intentional with how you place them, and also recognize you have an open base. So worst comes to worst, you take the walk.
Here's Nathan Kaczynski. First pitch, he went around, strike 1, couldn't lay off the breaking ball, strike 1.
Umpire's been very, very quick to call those check swings today from both the Halos and the Foresters.
And the independent team, California Halos, an opportunity to tie up this game, maybe take the lead to aboard only a single out. Check back to second base. Markle is in, and Ethan Hagan in safely. Shortstop Markle holding on to him. We didn't see Drew. He started at second base, and Addison Klepsch pulled out, and Nolan Souza came in at second base for Klepsch. Here's the 0-1, and Kaczynski will see an off-speed 1-1.
Good break right there from Jackson Cloud. Didn't necessarily get the strike call. However, once again, he's been fantastic with his second and third pitches today. And hopefully he can kind of come back, most likely with the fastball here, and center himself and get a much-needed out.
Hagan from second bounces around the 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, 1-2. On this non-CCL game for Jackson Cloud, he struck out 11. Won't count towards the official CCL stats. Be the bearer of bad news, but what a day he's having today. Look back to second. Time being called by the batter, Kaczynski.
Trust me, Jackson Cloud will remember this game.
Oh, yes.
Unfortunately, like you mentioned, it's not necessarily going to be put into the CCL official scorebook. However, this was a big confidence game for Jackson Cloud, and this will he'll take mental note of every single at-bat today.
1-2 pitch. Kaczynski will take, but that one will get past Carter behind the dish, and 2 now in scoring position. And the Sturs need to be careful. We see Zarodnik warming down that right field line. It's only a 1-run ball game.
Yeah, depending how this at-bat goes, I would not be surprised to see pitching coach Ryan Kramer come out just to give his starter today a little breathing room, give him a second to kind of relax and take the edge off just a bit.
Go down as a wild pitch to advance the runners into scoring positions. 2-2, first base open. Brian Paymard will be next to follow Kaczynski. Cloud, one away. Tying run at third. 2-2 pitch, and this one is drilled into right. That is a base hit, 1 run in. And it looks like only a single run will come in to score. RBI single from Nathan Kaczynski, and we are tied up at 1. There was a little bit of a hold up at third base. Bryce Elias looked like he wanted to come around to score. Held up at third base, and runners now on the corners. Third hit in this inning for the Halos, and here comes Bill Pintard out of the first base dugout. Have to imagine likely a pitching change.
Yeah, just unfortunate from Jackson Cloud, but it's been so lights out to start this game. You know, just one really bad pitch just missed right there to Kaczynski, and, you know, it happens. He most likely should have been a little more careful knowing he had that open base regardless. Fantastic day today for Jackson Cloud, and unfortunately, just not a big enough cushion to keep him in this ballgame.
So we will have a pitching change. Lefty Ty Zarodnik entering for Jackson Cloud. We will step away. We are tied at 1.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Welcome back to Santa Barbara. New arm in is Ty Zarodnik, the lone lefty, available today for Ryan Kramer and Bill Pintar. Jackson Cloud, his day complete, but for Zarodnik, he'll inherit 2 runners, a man at third, a man at first. It's a tied ball game, 1 run apiece, but Jackson Cloud 5 1/3, gave up 3 hits in this inning alone. He walked 1 and struck out 11. Day for Jackson Cloud.
Yeah, despite the current circumstances, Jackson Cloud had a phenomenal day on the bump. You know, the fact that he was able to really have command over all 4 of his pitches in his arsenal, as well as kind of create confusion in that Halos dugout was just fantastic. And really props to Jackson Cloud. Got a great ovation as he was leaving the field today. And now Zarodnik's just kind of figure it out. And
played down to third base after the runner went from first to second. Cooper Carter pump fake to second, tried to check down Elias at third, tried to make a play down there. But now 2 in scoring position, only a single out. Ethan Kaczynski, who was at first, had an RBI single to tie up this ball game. Top of the 6th inning, Zarodnik. Not too much wiggle room here in this inning. Brian Paymard had a 1-0 count. The pitch. And that one is down the middle at 86, 1-1.
Yeah, last time we saw Ty Zarodnik pitch for the Foresters was against the Ventura Pirates. Basically closed up the game for them against with pitching against the Pirates. 1 inning, only allowed 1 hit. He's got a 1.13 ERA on the year. Has been spectacular in relief for the Foresters so far.
He's now ahead against Brian Paymard, 1-2. And the next batter will be Nate Franco. Sturs trying to keep a tied ball game after Zarodnik inheriting 2 runners here in the 6th. Looking for a massive second out here in this inning. 1-2 pitch. And Paymard sees it down. Good keep from Cooper Carter, 2-2.
I was about to say before that one wild pitch by Jackson Cloud, Cooper Carter has done a really great job behind the dish today. Not necessarily been able to throw anyone out who has stolen, however, has been keeping the ball in front and really putting pressure on the Halos to get a hit.
It's 2-2. Here's the pitch. And Brian Paymard's swing and a miss. The off-speed got it from Ty Zarodnik, and a massive second out for the Sturs.
Yeah, that is huge, like you just said, Hunter. The fact that you kind of are able to take a breath, gain a little wiggle room on the mound. You know, you're not necessarily even looking for a strikeout here. You're looking for anything, pop, fly, ground ball, anything that can secure it out and get you back in the dugout.
The winds have shifted just a fraction now, blowing out towards center field. First pitch to Franco, and it will get past the catcher momentarily. Maybe a play at the plate. Can he apply a tag? No. A run will come in to score, and the California Halos now lead 2-1 over the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Yeah, that was a gutsy call by Bryce Elias, and really got a good jump on it. And unfortunately, Cooper Carter trying to make the play before he even had possession of the ball.
He was trying to make the tag. It looked like he just squirted out of his glove. Trying to tag the batter coming home. I should say the runner, Bryce Elias. Now 2 in. The runner now at third, Kaczynski. Here's the pitch, and it's in there to even up the count 1-1. So Franco, DH, he's 0 for 2 today. First look at Zarodnik, of course. 0 for 2 against Cloud. 1-1 pitch, and he will take a strike at 87, ball and 2 strikes. Zarodnik entered this inning trying to keep it a 1-run game now. Sturs trail by a run, 1-2 pitch, and Zarodnik had a good delivery, but the ball chopped over to Souza at second base, and he will charge in. The throw to Rodriguez is good for the 3rd out of the inning. Franco has the ground out, but 2 runs here for the California Halos. They now lead 2-1 going to the bottom half of this inning.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
We're Tammy and Scott from Draftsman Ale Works here in Goleta, California.
For me, making beer is a dream come true. Seeing the community come together in our brewery is a fantastic feeling.
Community West Bank has trusted and believed in us from the very beginning.
Not only have they helped us by getting to where we are today, but they're helping us lay a path for where we want to go.
We count on them.
The community counts on Draftsman Ale Works to bring people together. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome back to Santa Barbara. Jack Holman will be leading things off for the Santa Barbara Foresters. First pitch to Jack. It will miss down low for ball one. It's going to be Holman, DiMaggio, Rodriguez with Tyler DeYoung remaining on the hill. The California Halos now lead 2-1 over the Santa Barbara Foresters. And we have a very special guest now in the booth. Jim Buckley will be joining us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Happy to be here, Hunter. Thanks a lot. Look, I brought good luck.
Oh, absolutely.
Holman rips a single into right. Look at that.
So lead off single, and Jack Holman aboard. Second time he will reach. And the Stars looking to regain that lead. Well, Jim, we've heard your commercials all year long, and we appreciate you coming up here. What a performance today from Jackson Cloud.
He was fantastic. I really enjoyed watching Jackson, and he is a part of Forester's history, as I'm sure you told folks. And his family is here in attendance, as they have been at Forester's games since, like, the 1990s. He has the Cloud family has a long history with the Foresters.
So here's Jesse DiMaggio, who will take a strike as they try to crawl back, now trailing by a run.
Speaking of history, I'm here to talk about my book.
Absolutely. We'll get all into it. Got a couple innings with you. So
Exactly. Well, we'll stay as long as until I get boring.
No, you wouldn't. There's a breaking ball sent foul down the third baseline. That'll be strike two for Jesse DiMaggio. But this book, all about the Santa Barbara Foresters, their history, pretty extensive from what I've heard.
Publication day today, and we'll be selling the book here at the ballpark all the rest of the season. This summer. It's called Stir It Up, the story of America's most successful summer baseball team. And it's just an absolute labor of love for me and all the folks who contributed. We hope that a lot of fans are able to take part and get a copy.
There's the 0-2, and that will miss high on a breaking ball from Tyler DeYoung after Holman had a lead-off single, trying to tie up this ball game. When did you play for the Sturs?
Me play? You're very kind. No, I stopped playing baseball when I was 9, but I never stopped loving it.
And the 1-2 will miss low. Maybe a play and a rundown from first to second. Holman caught off first base. And the rundown play at first base, and he is out trying to slide back in. And Holman picked off one gone.
Tough play. Looks like Holman might have, I don't know, missed a sign. He took an enormous lead, and when Jesse swung at it, Holman was stuck in no man's land out there. Tough play for Holman. He's having a great season.
Oh, yeah. How fun has it been to see him slugging over nearly 800?
Yeah, he was doing great. So, see what Jesse DiMaggio was announced. Speaking of baseball history, there's a great name.
Oh, yeah.
Did we ever find out if he's related to the famous DiMaggios?
There's the 2-2, and it's over left side, and that ball will get past the shortstop. And that is a one-out knock for Jesse DiMaggio, and he's got his second hit.
He can hit like the famous DiMaggios. So, I've been there with Bill since 1995, and been very proud and honored to be part of the Foresters family since then. And my main role for all those years has been storyteller. And so it's been a treat for me to gather up all the stories we've told over the years into one book. And that's really what Stir It Up, the book, is all about.
Here's Johnny Rodriguez, one away man at first, check back to him. And how long did that take to put together? I mean, I have to imagine it was quite some time.
I tell everybody, I joke that it took me 30 years to write, but it actually, basically the last 6 months or so, we've been collecting and collating all the past stories and then doing a lot of interviews with former Foresters.
Another check back to first base, and we'll get past the first baseman. DiMaggio gets a free 90, maybe another 90. DiMaggio going to third base, but time being called.
Oh, they might have to send him back there.
Yeah, likely he will.
Did it go out of bounds? Did it go? I think it went into the bullpen, so he has to stop at second.
Yep, goes back to second.
Well, yeah, so the book is definitely packed with information and great stories. Fans who have listened to and watched the Foresters for a long time will really enjoy meeting some people again they haven't thought of for a few years. I was able to talk to a lot of former players and get their memories and include them in the book. What's fun about it is there's stories in the book that haven't really been told in public before. There's some stories from the dugout, stories from the bus, stories from Wichita that really the fans wouldn't have heard about on our website or online or on our past radio shows. So I hope that fans get a new insight into what it's like to be a Forester in the past 30 years.
What was a favorite interview for you?
Well, other than Pinner, I have to say he was. Let's see what we can drive in. Johnny can drive in a couple of run here and tie this thing up.
So DiMaggio has to go back to second. One away, and Johnny Rodriguez taps it out of play. That is strike one.
Favorite interview, I really enjoyed talking to Rich Davis. Rich was our trainer for about 20 years. And a lot of folks around here know Rich really well. He lives in Texas now, and Rich just has such a wealth of memories and such a love for the team and the players that it really came across in his interview.
DeYoung, the 0-1, and Rodriguez pops it up.
Ugh.
Looks like the third baseman, Ethan Hagen, looks to get under, and he will. And that will be the second out of the inning with DiMaggio still at second base.
Well, this will give Drew Markle a chance to live up to a long-standing Foresters saying, which is 2 out hits win championships. And the Foresters have more experience winning championships than anybody, of course, and we have the story of all 10 of our national championships in the book, so people can relive those great days.
That's fantastic.
So Markle will see what he can do here.
2 gone, man at second. Here's the first pitch, and it's in there at 80 on the delivery from Tyler DeYoung. He's back out there for his 6th inning. It's a 2-1 ball game. Halos now lead the Sturs by a run.
Markle on his 3rd position for the Foresters this year, 2nd short and outfield.
Oh, and he will get hit. Ready to hear your voice?
Oh, gosh. Okay, go ahead.
Hit by pitch brought to us by Alta Orthopedic.
Ouch, that looks like it hurt. This hit by a pitch brought to you by AltaOrthopedics.com. Got hurt? Call them.
Making some ads for us as well. You're doing everything for the Sturs.
I try to be a jack of all trades and master of none. Yeah, that ad is for Alta Orthopedics, and there's another example of somebody who's been a part of the Foresters family for decades. Chris Proctor has been the team doctor at Alta Orthopedics almost since I started here, almost 30 years, and he has helped so many young players get healthy and get back on the field, and he's a terrific guy, and we appreciate him a lot. I think that's what's one of the nice things about looking back on the Foresters is how long people have stuck with it and how much our family has stayed together over the years. Same team doctor, and Bill has been here the whole time, and I've been here. Christine has been here. Christina Songer has been here an awful long time, and what keeps us coming back is we just love the game, we love the team, and we want to help the fans have a good time.
It's going to bring up Jackson Freeman with 2 gone after Markle gets hit. First time for him reaching base. They trail by a run in the bottom of the 6th. It was just a conversation with the starting pitcher, Tyler DeYoung. Chance here for left-handed batter Freeman. Driving a run. First pitch, away, ball 1.
Yeah, we talked to a lot of players, some of whom have been in the majors. We might be watching right this year some future Major League Baseball players. We've had almost 70 guys make it to the majors. So who knows which of these Foresters will be the next one.
1-0 pitch, and that one's well away into both runners will advance a free 90 feet, and now an even bigger opportunity for Jackson Freeman. Maybe put the Sturs right back on top with the swing of the bat.
Yeah, fans watching our YouTube probably saw their camera angle jump around because that ball hit just to the right of the camera. I think everything's okay. Looks like we're still on.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, live video of every game is a fairly recent innovation. There's been a lot of changes over the years, and that's a good one.
2-0 pitch, and Freeman drills it into center. He'll stay in the yard. Kaczynski slides over a few paces to his right and makes the squeeze.
Too bad.
Sturs leave a couple stranded, but we will head to the 7th. Halos lead by a run.
Tammy and Scott from Draftsman Ale Works here in Goleta, California.
For me, making beer is a dream come true. Seeing the community come together in our brewery is a fantastic feeling.
Community West Bank has trusted and believed in us from the very beginning.
Not only have they helped us by getting to where we are today, but they're helping us lay a path for where we want to go.
We count on them.
The community counts on Draftsman Ale Works to bring people together. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
So back here in Santa Barbara with the great Jim Buckley, Santa Barbara Forester Hall of Famer. So, Jim, what's their favorite thing, biggest thing baseball being around the Foresters you've learned, what you've seen, the coolest thing you've seen as well?
Well, the coolest thing I've seen is how much fun our players have versus other teams. We really try and let these guys come out here and be their best selves. Be on time and play hard are pretty much the only rules that Bill puts on his players. And player after player, year after year, what we hear, and so many alumni come back and talk to us about how much fun they had and how this Forester summer was the most special of their baseball lives. And I'm hearing that from guys who made the majors.
Wow.
This was still stood out as a special place and time for them in their baseball careers. And that to me is great. The other thing that really sticks with me is the connection and the impact of the Hugs for Cubs. There's a long section in the book about Hugs for Cubs as well as Eric Pintard. And the impact that meeting those young people struggling with cancer has on the players is immense. Here's another good baseball tradition, Forester's tradition, the beer batter.
It's going to be Vince Nielsen if he strikes out. Some complimentary beverages at one of the local bars here in Santa Barbara. First pitch, and he will spray it back. Strike one.
Okay, yeah, we started the beer batter, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, and we did it at UCSB. We couldn't actually hand out the beers. Can't do it this year at the Santa Barbara High, but fans can go get them in town.
The 0-1 pitch, and Nielsen will see a ball away, 1-1. Well,
apparently the umpire not thirsty today. And this is the other thing that loves the fans. Think how much fun this is. Just sit out here in the beautiful sunshine, watch baseball, cheer for your favorites.
1-1 pitch, and this one is chopped towards the third baseman. Good play from DiMaggio, who charges in. The throw was in time to retire Vince Nielsen, one away in the seventh.
Got the out, didn't get the beer. There's so many great things in the book as well. We talk about the coaching staff that's been a part of Forester's baseball for so long. There are many great coaches over the years. I want to thank Pat Burns especially. Pat was the associate head coach and really Bill's right-hand man for more than a decade. And he wrote a really, really terrific chapter all about his experiences with the Foresters.
That's going to now be Tyler Shinagaka. First pitch, it's in there for a strike. What's your favorite chapter in the book, if you had to say?
My favorite chapter is really, it's funny that it's the first thing I ever wrote, which was in 1994. I wrote a cover story for The Independent, basically my introduction to the Foresters. And it kind of told briefly, swing and a miss there, the story of how the team got restarted by Bob Townsend and really what it had meant to the community to have a baseball team here after 40 years away. Because there was a team here in the 50s called the Foresters, and it went away. And to have it come back was really special.
Zarodnik with one away. The 0-2 pitch down. Good keep from Cooper Carter. Ball one.
And then that got me interested in the Foresters. And so I wrote about it and sort of connected the dots between the 50s and now. And then when Bill took over the next year, I joined to help him make the program, and that just started a lifelong connection.
So Zarodnik's still ahead in the count here. 1-2 pitch, and that will be strike three. Shinagaka goes down looking, 2 gone in the seventh. The Halos still lead 2-1 over the Sturs.
Now batting for the
Yeah,
Halos, the catcher, number
Zarodnik looking good. One of the great things about Foresters baseball, and you'll find this out, and it's been proven true this year, is that once you get into a bullpen game, we always win because our bullpen is always better than their bullpen. The depth of pitching that Bill gets year after year is just epic.
First pitch now to DeValley, and he will take a strike. And the pitching has been phenomenal all year long. It's been so fun to watch on the road here at home.
We really do always have a super deep pitching staff. Bill, of course, loves the pitcher. He's a pitcher himself, and it's really the hallmark of the Foresters.
The 0-1 and DeValley quickly down 0-2. It was a heater from Zarodnik. Get himself well ahead in the count against the catcher.
We've had a couple of dozen pitchers play with us and make the majors, including Garrett Crochet is pitching right now. Tanner Bybee is pitching right now in the majors. They both threw for us, and they were great then and they're great now. And it's really been fun to watch them, trade Foresters blue for Major League Parks.
2 gone. Halos lead by a run. The 0-2 pitch away. 1-2.
And then, we've obviously had some great hitters too, but the pitching is really one of those standout things. And after this guy strikes out, I'll tell everybody how they can get the book.
So it's 1-2. Zarodnik coming set. Base is clear. The 1-2 pitch. And Zarodnik induces a pop-up, and it goes out of play. We'll do it again.
Yeah, the change to Santa Barbara, there's so many changes over the years. We started at UCSB, played there for a long time. We moved to Pershing Park, which we really love, and we're going to be hopefully back there. But and it's kind of nice to have a connection here to Warecker Field, Warecker Diamond at Eddie Matthews Field. Fred Warecker played for the Foresters in the 50s.
A lot of history here in Santa Barbara with the 1-2 pitch. Away, 2-2.
Fred is also in our Hall of Fame, and all 3 of his sons played for the Foresters.
Really?
So great family traditions here, as we saw with Jackson Cloud earlier today. There's been quite a number of those lately.
2 gone, the 2-2 pitch, and DeValue strikes out Zarodnik.
There you go.
2 Ks in the 7th.
Yeah, so fans can come to any ball game this summer here at Eddie Matthews Field starting today. I'll be here on the 4th of July to sign the books. If you'd like to have that autograph, we would love to have you come and talk about the book. And then I'll be here on Saturday as well to sign, but the books will be available all summer long here at Eddie Matthews Field. If you can't make it to the field, we're going to be selling them at Chaucer's bookstore, and we're also going to be selling with the Mesa bookstore right near my house on the Mesa. So I appreciate you supporting those local bookstores. Fans who are listening not in Santa Barbara, please visit our website at sbforesters.org, and you can order the book online. And you can order a print book delivered right to your house, or you can also order an ebook. And later on this summer, we'll also be available on Amazon and some of the other national online bookstores. But we hope you come out to the ballpark and buy it in person so you can not only enjoy the book, but come and cheer on the Foresters another time. So thanks a lot for having me on, man. I appreciate it.
Anything else?
No, you know what? I'd love to see everybody out here on 4th of July. It's a great Foresters tradition. We've been playing on the 4th of July for 25 years. And we really hope everybody can come out here and enjoy it before the fireworks. And hopefully the Foresters bats will get some fireworks going here in the 7th. And I want to thank you for doing a great job this summer. You're moving into our top ranks of all-time voices here.
Oh, heck, we're doing our best. Thank you so much, Jim. Appreciate it.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Thanks a lot, Hunter.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the bookstore. Hi, this is Foresters Hall of Fame member Jim Buckley. When I'm not telling you who's batting for the Sturs, I write books for kids. Visit Chaucer's Books on Upper State Street and ask for my new graphic novel biography of Amelia Earhart or any of the great books I've written in the Who Was biography series. Titles include Muhammad Ali, the Wright Brothers, Blackbeard the Pirate, Roberto Clemente, and many more. Thanks for your support of reading for kids and the Foresters.
We have a pitching change here from Santa Barbara. Domingo Gaxliola will now stand in on the hill. First reliever out of the bullpen today for the Halos. He's going to face 9-1-2. First pitch, and it will miss from the right-handed reliever. Ball 1 to Cooper Carter. Cole back in the booth with us, and Sturs trailing by a run. Here's a 1-0 pitch, and Carter sees a fastball in. Ball 2. It's been a tight game. We saw the fantastic pitching from both starters early on in the ball game, and now Halos leading by a run. Here's a 2-1 pitch, and Carter nearly gets clipped. Ball 3 in.
Yeah, if you're the Foresters, you've really felt like you've had control over this entire game, and unfortunately in that last inning, you felt like it kind of slipped away, and now you got to fight back, gain a little grit, and have good team at-bats in order for you to kind of get out of here with a W.
And Cooper Carter will reach base. Third plate appearance of the season for him, and he will reach Lead-off walk for the Stirs, bottom of the seventh.
Batting for the Foresters, number 3, the second baseman.
So that's going to bring around the top of the order for Santa Barbara. Nolan Souza, Jack Bullinger, next two up. So for Nolan Souza, second time he will stand in today. Plays Addison Klepp. She had a fly out into left, first time up. First pitch, and Nolan will see a fastball down, ball one.
It'll be interesting here to see if Cooper Carter, giving this opportunity, the fact that he got on base right here, does he possibly steal, leadoff batter? Does he try to showcase his wheels?
1-0 pitch, and that will find the strike zone. Generous strike call, 1-1. So Carter, his first start of the season, works a walk and first time aboard. Nolan Souza, can he work him around? 1-1 pitch, and Souza, big rip. Strike two.
Well, this is a situation where the Foresters, credit to the Halos. Their pitching staff has been spectacular this afternoon, and Foresters now just kind of have to put together some really good team ABs, seeing more pitches. Cooper Carter started off strong, too, with the leadoff walk.
1-2 pitch, and Souza drills this one right back up the middle. That is a base hit for Nolan Souza, and the Stirs in business in the seventh. An opportunity to tie up this game, maybe retake the lead to bring up Jack Bullinger.
Batting for the Foresters, sponsored by Howard and Trish Cancer, the right fielder, number 9.
So Carter now at second. He's going to be relieved of his duties. A pinch runner is now going to come in for him. So his day will be complete, but Cooper Carter, his first start for the Stirs all year long, will reach base and will be taken out of the ball game at second. Now at second will be a TJ Pompey now to run.
Yeah, Carter getting a very warm welcome as he trotted back in the dugout. I think everyone in that dugout recognizes how much that kid does for this ball club, and again, getting his praise today. You love to see it.
The unsung hero, bullpen catcher. Here's Bullinger, lays down a bunt left side. It's a very good one. Can Bullinger beat it out? Yes, he can. Jack Bullinger has loaded up the bases. Play at third base. It gets past the third baseman. Pompey will score. Looking like 2 runs will score. And time being called with the ball going out of play.
We've seen a lot of that today. And it looks like Souza is going to get pushed back to third base. Seen a lot of that this season where we've had balls thrown away or hit kind of randomly. Santa Barbara High's had a really interesting field dynamic. A lot of spots for balls to kind of roll out, and looks like another run getting pushed in by an error from the Halos. I think the Santa Barbara Foresters will take anything they can get at this point, though, Hunter.
Yeah, Bullinger now aboard. Here's Jonas Sebring, now tied up at 2. TJ Pompey was able to come in to score with that ball going out of play. Souza held up at third. Bullinger had the bunt single, now at second. An opportunity, no out still, to put up a crooked number, take the lead. 1-0 pitch, finds the strike zone, 1-1.
Well, in Santa Barbara High, compared to a lot of other high school fields in the country, does have an ample amount of room on both the right and left side. The bullpens being on the field and there being a decent amount of foul territory. So because of that, you do get kind of balls rolling in and out, and you get guys.
This ball's popped up. It'll stay in the yard. The left fielder, Elias, gets out under it, but Souza at third, tagging on up, and he will score, and that will be a sacrifice fly for Jonas Sebring. He does his job, and the Stirs have now regained the lead, 3-2, our score.
Well, it's exactly the team at bats I was just mentioning at the start of this inning. The fact that Boley was able to put down a perfect bunt, and the fact that Sebring was able to follow that up with a sac fly. I mean, the Foresters getting themselves back into this ball game and taking the lead. And now you have a guy at the plate, Jack Holman, that can really be lethal. And you do not, if you're the Halos, do not want to give him any opportunity to make this a 4-run ball game.
First pitch well away, as you would expect, to Jack Holman. He's actually reached twice today. Once was on error when he swung on a 3-0 pitch, and he actually came around to score the first run of the day for the Santa Barbara Foresters. 2 runs in here in the 7th, and Holman, sees one down, 1-1. Bollinger's at second. 3-2 now our score. I'd also like to thank again Jim Buckley for joining us in his new book. Be sure to come on out and support him. 1-1 foul back. 1-2.
Yeah, wasn't that so cool to hear about? You know, I was just off to the side in the wings here at Santa Barbara High, but just hearing Jim Buckley talk about, you know, the countless stories he has of working for the Foresters, being in Santa Barbara, and you know, you can tell just in the way he talks about the Foresters how much it means to him and the rest of this community.
It's a fantastic thing to hear is the 1-2, and this one's into center field. Kaczynski, the center fielder, just has to slide his way over into left center field, and holding at second is Jack Bollinger, and Jack Holman retired with the flyout into center field. 2 gone. Bottom of the 7th. That's going to bring up Jesse DiMaggio, who is 2 for 3 today. He drove in the first run of the ball game in the 4th. He's got a double and a single already today. Again, back to Jim Buckley. It was fantastic talking with him. Just chatting back and forth. It was great. Got a copy of his book, and be sure to come on out and pick one up for yourself. First pitch, and misses away, ball 1.
Well, and the fact that those book proceeds here at Eddie Matthews Fields go back to the Hugs for Cubs Foundation, I mean, really special stuff. That just kind of shows you everyone that works here in and around Santa Barbara and for the Foresters really care about this community and really care about this team and the greater things that come out of owning and having a baseball organization.
1-0. Couple looks back to second base from Gaxliola, and it's down in the dirt and going to third base is Bollinger. Did not miss by much into Valley, just had under his legs. And as a result, Jack Bollinger to third base, 2 gone. Sturs is now leading 3-2 in the bottom of the 7th.
Another smart steal by the Foresters today. Jack Bollinger getting a good jump out. No hesitation to recognize what the pitch was and saw where it was underneath the catcher's feet and was able to get to third in scoring position.
Here's a 2-0 chopped over to the shortstop. Miller charges in. The throw to first is in time to retire Jesse DiMaggio, who grounds out 2 short to end the inning. But 2 runs in the 7th for the Sturs, and they regain a lead. It's 3-2 going to the 8th.
Attention fans, we are going to...
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
We head to the 8th inning. The Sturs now leading 3-2 over the California Halos. A couple changes. Ty Baker will now enter, the right-handed pitcher, for Ty Zarodnik on the hill. And now catching is Ryan Taman. Now catching for Cooper Carter, who made his debut. Our bullpen catcher got on base and was pulled out. TJ Pompey entered the game for him at second. But it's 3-2 now, Cole. Sturs are going to have to face 8-9-1 here in this 8th inning, trying to hold on to this victory. It's been a good game all the way around.
Yeah, exactly, Hunter. You know, the fact that the Halos have kind of stuck in there, to their credit, they've been incredibly gritty, not going away. You know, had that slow start, you know, thanks to Jackson Cloud on the mound. However, they've been able to stick in there and get runs when they've been presented to. They've been kind of making sure that if when the Foresters make a mistake, they're there to kind of take advantage of it as well.
And for the Sturs, now leading 3-2. First pitch now to Ethan Hagen, missing down and in from Ty Baker, ball 1. It's going to be Ethan Hagen, Bryce Elias, and Nick Miller for the Halos. One tie for another. It's now Baker on the hill. 1-0 pitch, and Hagen sees the ball in the dirt. Ball 2, and Hagen broke up the no-hitter for Jackson Cloud and really started that charge in that 6th inning where the Halos were able to put up 2 runs and momentarily take the lead over Santa Barbara.
Yeah, exactly. And we've recognized how good the Halos have been in their record overall this season.
This ball's rolled over to the shortstop, Drew Markle, sliding over to his life. Silky smooth in the throw in time to retire Hagen.
Yeah, this Halos team, you know, they're fighters. They got a lot of guys on this roster that got something to prove, and that's been showcased today. They've not gone away. You know, despite having that slow start, they've been able to kind of dig in, put together really good at-bats, and at the end of Jackson Cloud as well as Ty Zrodnik, you know, force some errors and make sure that Foresters have to make some plays out there.
First pitch to Bryce Elias in the 9th spot down for ball 1. In case you're joining us late, Jackson Cloud went 5 1/3, gave up 3 hits, all which were in the 6th inning, but he struck out 11. The starting pitcher today for Santa Barbara. The 1-0 is down at 91 from Ty Baker. 2 balls and no strikes to Bryce Elias.
Yeah, last time we saw Ty Baker Ty Baker overall this season, 7 innings pitched, 3 appearances, 8 strikeouts, 3 hits, 0 earned runs. So he's been a spectacular bridge guy for the Foresters so far.
Down the third baseline here is Jesse DiMaggio, and the throw is a little high. Did Rodriguez make the play in the tag? He could not, with the baseball coming out of his glove as it rolled right towards the hill. Interesting to see how that one is scored, but Elias will reach with 1 away in the 8th. It's now going to be Nick Miller. And now some heavy discourse between almost the 2 dugouts, shouting from the third base coach from the Halos, and then I believe it was Bill Pintard who was howling out of the first base dugout. And here he comes just out of your frame to talk with the first base umpire.
Yeah, I think the initial issue was the fact that the umpire started to indicate that it was out prior to the tag, because he initially felt that John Rodriguez kept his foot on. However, I think since the ball came out of Rodriguez's hand after the tag, the kind of implied call was that he was safe regardless. However, Bill Pintard being mad at the fact that there's not a discussion, and now it looks like there will be.
I believe the third base coach for the Halos was saying, make sure you stay on the bag for Elias, who was just wandering off for a moment. But now the umpiring crew will come together. And at this point, it's a 1-run ball game. 3-2 our score, Sturs lead. Top of the 8th. It's going to be the top of the order, Nick Miller, to face Ty Baker. It's a big call here. And it did look like initially he was signaling that he was going to be out, but since the baseball came out, almost assumed that he was safe then.
Yeah, and I get both perspectives here. From Bill Pintard's perspective, you know, you're looking at the initial call by the umpire. The point indicated that he must have been out. However, I also understand the Halos issue with it by the fact that the ball came out after the tag. So, yep, and they're going to indicate that he is safe at first base. I think that would have been a difficult call to overturn regardless. However, I think the initial indication that the point by the first base umpire that Rodriguez kept his foot on made it a little bit of a interesting discussion through all the umpires here today.
So it's going to go down as an E5. Just DiMaggio on the throw over to Rodriguez at first to put Bryce Elias at first base, 1 away. Check back to him. It's a check back without a throw from Ty Baker. Sliding in head first was Elias. Still awaiting the first pitch now to Nick Miller. Here it is. And Miller nearly gets drilled, sees it in, ball 1.
Well, we've talked about how great Ty Baker has been this season as a bridge guy, kind of a 6, 7, 8 inning kind of guy that you can kind of throw in regardless of situation. However, with the tying runner at first base, Baker's got to be a little careful with his pitch selection.
1-0, and half-hearted swing through the zone from Miller, even up the count 1-1.
Nasty pitch right there from Baker. Miller did not even know what he was looking at.
Miller today, pair of Ks, and then popped up into an infield fly rule. Man at first, 1-run ball game, 1 down, 1-1 pitch, and Miller sees a good breaking ball, 1-2.
Yeah, that ball coming down, that 12-6 action, coming in at 78 miles an hour. I mean, that would make 99% of hitters, take a second and either not swing or swing out of your shoes and be a big strike.
1-2 pitch, and this one's down the third baseline. The backhand from DiMaggio at third. It's a great pick and a good throw. That was a tough play from Jesse. He makes it 2 gone.
Now batting for the Halos, the center fielder number 28, Nathan.
That's going to bring up Nathan Kaczynski. With the base runner now at second. Bryce Elias reached on the error. Now 2 gone. Kaczynski 1 for 3 today. He had the third hit in that 6th inning, which brought in the first run of the day for the Halos. First pitch, down. Taman, it was in and out of his glove, and as a result, Elias will reach to third.
I will say, Hunter, prior to that play by Taman, Foresters defensively have been really good in the field today. We've seen multiple barehanded plays by both Jackson Cloud, who's starting pitcher today, Drew Markle at short, and that great pick from Jesse DiMaggio to get the runner at first and hold the runner that is now advanced to second, now that is now advanced to third, that was on second.
Kaczynski, the 1-0, down, ball 2. Tying run now at third base, top of the 8th in this non-CCL game. Sturs will be back in the saddle in terms of CCL against some very tough opponents next 2 days, next 4 days, really. 2 against Slow and 2 against Conejo. 2-0 pitch in. That is ball 3. On deck will be Logan Seeger. Baker looking to find the strike zone. There are arms up now. Slowly warming down that right field line. 3-0 pinch, and Kaczynski fouls it off at the green light, 3-1.
Well, and since Baker has 2 open bases right now, you really got to be particular at what you're throwing to Kaczynski, recognizing that you do not want to necessarily give him anything in the zone where he can drive even, semi-hard.
3-1 pitch, and that one's high, and that one past the glove of Taman. Looks like a run will score. Yes, we are tied up at 3. Bryce Elias, who reached on the error, comes in to score the tying run, top of the 8th inning.
Logan Seeger.
Yeah, it's just been those pass balls today and wild pitches that have just done the Foresters dirty. They've really held the pace here today. They have basically controlled this entire game from the mound, but they just have kind of some sloppy play here and there, mainly by the pitching staff, just letting a few go. And now we see the ball game tied.
Here's Logan Seeger to hit for the first time. Sees a breaking ball in there for a strike. Nathan Kaczynski works a 2-out walk. And on that errant pitch, which was high, allowing Bryce Elias to come home to score, tie us up at 3. Runner goes, but fouled off to the left of home plate. So back to first goes Kaczynski.
I don't know about you, Hunter, but I'm getting eerily similar vibes to the San Diego Bombers in this type of situation, too. You felt like you had control the entire game. And then late in this matchup, you see a tie ball game and opportunity for the Foresters to fight back.
And that is strike 3 to Logan Seeger. Ty Baker strikes out Seeger in his first plate appearance. He goes down swinging. 3rd out of the inning, but a run does come in to score for the Halos. Bottom of the 8th we go. Sturs and the Halos tied at 3.
We're Tammy and Scott from Draftsman Ale Works here in Goleta, California.
For me, making beer is a dream come true. Seeing the community come together in our brewery is a fantastic feeling.
Community West Bank has trusted and believed in us from the very beginning.
Not only have they helped us by getting to where we are today, but they're helping us lay a path for where we want to go.
We count on them.
The community counts on Draftsman Ale Works to bring people together. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Forester's home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Head to the bottom of the 8th inning, tied at 3 between the Halos and the Santa Barbara Foresters. We will have a pitching change. The right-hander, Jonathan Garola, will now enter the ballgame on the hill for the Halos, and he's going to face Rodriguez, Markle, Freeman in this inning.
Take it home and enjoy it. And a reminder that the Foresters are playing here on 4th of July. That's Thursday at 4:30.
Johnny Rodriguez will lead things off. He's 1 for 3 today. Trying to put up some runs in this inning. That's the objective, and then put all the pressure on the Halos' top half of the 9th.
Yeah, I mean, you have confidence in your pitching staff. They've been spectacular throughout the day. Just some small mishaps here and there have kind of done the Foresters dirty. So if you're the Foresters offense, you just need one, really, to possibly hold on to this ball game and put the pressure on the Halos, like you mentioned, Hunter, in the top half of the inning.
The Stars put up a run in the 4th and 2 in the 7th. Now the first pitch to Johnny, and Johnny will take a ball high, 1-0. And conversely for the Halos, they put up 2 in the 6th, which forced a pitching change from Jackson Cloud, and also one in the top half of the inning. 1-0 pitch, and Rodriguez into center field, shallow center field. Kaczynski moves in, but is able to make the squeeze. Just having to track forward a few steps to retire Rodriguez.
Now batting for the Foresters, sponsored by Pacific Press, the shortstop number
Now, if you're
4.
Drew Markle here, do you possibly think to yourself, hey, maybe do I bunt it and possibly put it on the ground and try to beat one out?
He's got a lot of good speed. He was hit his last time up. Of course, first look at Jonathan Garola. First pitch, and Drew, as you said, looks to square around, takes the ball well high.
Yeah, team at bats. This is exactly what the Foresters need. We'll see if Drew ends up going through with it. However, showing bunt early on in this at bat.
Freeman will be next. 1-0 pitch, and fastball. That one is low. No bunt this time, but the first base umpire says he did go around on the check swing. Ball and a strike.
I don't know if I've seen a single check swing in this ballgame not get called for a strike here today.
Already the 1-1 coming in. Markle sees it down at 81. Ball 2. Jackson Freeman will be next. We are tied up at 3, bottom of the 8th. 2-1 pitch, and Markle sees an off-speed missing down and in. That is ball 3. So if you're able to get him in on base, Jackson Freeman will be next. 1 out. 3-1 pitch. And Markle pops it up. In foul ground, the first baseman coming in, the catcher, and he was able to make the squeeze just out of your picture frame. DeValley makes the catch a few paces just to the right of the first baseline, and a big second out for the CA Halos.
Yeah, that's a big one for the Halos right there. The fact that you're able to get Markle, especially in a 3-1 count, pop up the catcher right there. You know, if you're Garola, that's exactly what you got to do.
Here is Jackson Freeman. 2 gone, bases clear, bottom of the 8th, tied at 3. First pitch to Jackson, and he looks to bunt. This one's down the first base line. It's a very good bunt. No one covering first base, and Freeman aboard. A thing of beauty from Jackson. His first time he has reached base today.
Great bunt from Jackson Freeman. I mean, a lot of chutzpah on that kid to make that call right there, especially with 2 outs. Recognizing the speed, recognizing the first baseman's back, perfectly placed bunt. And now you got a guy in Ryan Taman that can add a little power and put a little mustard on the ball.
And Ryan Taman will hit for the first time today at the 9 spot where Cooper Carter initially was. First pitch, breaking ball at 69 miles an hour, missing high, ball 1. So Freeman aboard the tying run, I should say the go-ahead run for the Sturs at first, bottom of the 8th. Here's the 1-0 offering, and Taman skies it, left side foul ground. Now here's Hagan moving in, has to cover a lot of ground, and he cannot make the catch. He had to make almost like a corkscrew motion, try to get to that one. It falls, strike 1.
I will say, we've talked a lot about how Jack Holman's been probably the most productive Forster over the past 10 games, but I want to shout out Jackson Freeman, who's recognized his role. He's been a consistent guy about the 7, 8, 9 spot for the Foresters, and he's just been spectacular, doing the dirty work, getting sac flies, putting bunts down, getting infield hits, and really been incredibly productive for a guy lower in the lineup this season.
1-1 pitch, runner goes. Freeman tries to slide. It's going to be a tight play, and he is safe. That was a very close play down at second base. What an effort from Freeman. Now a base hit likely to put the Sturs on top. That is a massive stolen bag for Jackson Freeman.
Looks like he switched his hand sliding in to try to avoid the tag. And again, really, really interesting call from Jackson Freeman. However, he gets it done here.
It's 2-1 for Ryan Taman. The pitch, and Taman sees it in. That is ball 3. Jonathan Garola in his first inning retired the first 2, gave up the bunt single to Freeman. Now in scoring position is Jackson. Taman ahead in the count, but the top of the order, and Nolan Souza is on deck, trying to crack this tie, bottom of the 8th. 3-1 pitch. Taman will see ball 4, high and in. That's 2 aboard to bring up Nolan Souza.
Now batting for the Foresters, sponsored by Mesa Cafe.
Good plate appearance as well for Taman. First time he's at the dish today.
Yeah, Taman struggled a little bit this season. He's got kind of a longer swing and been able to see better pitches than the last few at-bats he's had throughout the season. It looks like there might be a change for the Halos here.
It looks like just a change defensively. New man in at second base. And the pitching, we're going to have a pitching change as well. So we will step away. New arm coming in for the California Halos. We are tied at 3 in the bottom of the 8th. We have a tied ball game, and the new pitcher will be Ethan Hagen, who isn't at third base, and a lot of defensive changes now for the California Halos, but the batter will be Nolan Souza, tied at 3, 2 gone, 2 aboard. First pitch, and that's down, and a good keep from the now catcher Tyler Shinagaka, who is out in right field. Vince Nielsen is now in at third base. Nick Miller remains at short. Nate Franco, who was the DH, now in at second. A lot of changes with the catcher now being moved out to left field. Evan DeValley out in left. So it's ball 1 to Souza. Here it is, and it misses high at 85. Ball 2, and a huge opportunity here, Cole, for Santa Barbara. Put all the pressure on the ninth, on the Halos. 2 aboard, base hit to take the lead. And Hagen winds up the 2-0 pitch, and it will miss high, struggling to find the zone. Third base open.
Yeah, Hunter, you mentioned it. This is a massive opportunity for the Foresters. Exactly what you'd hope for. The fact that Jackson Freeman was able to kind of get a 2-out rally going. Taman able to take some good pitches, and now Souza, top of your order, came in defensively, hopefully try to make something happen.
And that is 4 straight balls from Ethan Hagen, and that is a 4-pitch walk to Nolan Souza at the top of the order to load up the bases and the go-ahead run for the Sturs in the form of Jackson Freeman at third. And it's going to be Jack Bollinger. 2 gone, tied ball game in this non-CCL matchup. Freeman at third, Taman second. Nolan Souza working the second consecutive walk given up by Halos pitching. First pitch now to Jack Bollinger from Ethan Hagen. Missing well high, ball 1.
Yeah, if you're Boley right here, you are not, swinging at anything that is not in the zone. I mean, you got to recognize that he just threw 4 straight balls to Nolan Souza. That's a 5th straight ball right there to you. So you're not swinging until you at least get 1 strike.
Bollinger has got 2 hits today, and that is the 6th straight ball from Ethan Hagen, who just comes in from third base. It's a tough spot for anyone to enter. Now the manager for the California Halos now out of the third base dugout. Now Bollinger with talkings over with the third base coach and also the coach here at Santa Barbara High School, Steve Schuck. And now we might be having another pitching change. So some extensive changes, a glove change as well. Did we see that? A glove change. We'll have a new pitching change as well.
This is one of the most odd situations I have ever seen for a team. I don't even know what player's in what position now. I mean, the amount of shuffling going on by the California Halos, I don't blame him. It seemed like Hagen did not have control to start both the last at-bat and this at-bat against Bollinger. However, I have yet to ever seen a glove swap in real time defensively.
So now Nathan Kaczynski from center field will enter this ball game. He will warm up a couple pitches. We'll be right back. Sturs have the bases loaded, 2 gone. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Santa Barbara. Copious changes being made by the Halos. Now entering from center field to pitch, Nathan Kaczynski. Ethan Miller is actually the catcher, and Tyler Shinagaka is still in right field. So Miller is now catching. Bottom of the line, bases are loaded, 2 gone. And it's a 2-0 count for Jack Bollinger after Ethan Hagan fired 6 straight strikes. He walked Nolan Souza to load up the bases, but the go-ahead run now at third for the Sturs. Here's a 2-0 pitch, and Bollinger will take a strike, 2-1.
Well, the thing is, if you're confused at home, just know we are confused as well about what's going on with this Halos lineup as well as defense right now.
But Ethan Hagan just essentially flip-flopping with the center fielder Kaczynski, who was on the hill. Here's a 2-1, and a breaking ball's in there for strike 2. And Jack Bollinger, can he put something in play to drive in a run? And Kaczynski has fired 2 straight strikes. Bases loaded, 2-2 pitch. Bollinger skies it down the right field line. In comes Shinagaka, and he will try to make the catch and will. Out and right. We are headed to the 9th. Sturs unable to push in any runs here in the 8th. Tied at 3 in Santa Barbara. We head to the 9th inning, tied up at 3, and we'll have a pitching change for the Santa Barbara Foresters. Reed Hensley will into the ballgame. He's going to face Franco, Nielsen, and Shinagaka. Heart of the order coming up for the Halos, tied up at 3. What a game it's been, Cole. We've seen almost everything in this ballgame.
Yeah, Hunter, God bless you, because you kept track of everything in this ballgame, and I
Done my
have
best.
not. I mean, it has been difficult. We've had a multitude of defensive changes by both the Foresters and the Halos, an abundance of pitching changes, pinch runners, pinch hitters. I mean, you name it, this game has had it all. We've seen glove changes. We've seen, balls get thrown in and out of play. I mean, it's been a wild one.
We are in the 9th, tied at 3. First pitch to Franco from Reed Hensley at 91, misses just in, ball 1.
Yeah, we haven't seen Reed Hensley too much this season. He's thrown about 2 1/3, 0 ERA, 0 earned runs, and only 1 hit allowed. So,
second pitch, fastball up, ball 2. And the Sturs now tied up at 3. Both teams almost identical situations, putting up a run, then 2 runs in a later inning. 2-0 pitch to Franco. That is a called strike. 2-1.
Yeah, I will say credit to the Halos defense for being ready to pitch. A multitude of guys came in having no warm-up at all and were able to get outs.
2-1 and a big cut from Franco to even it up 2-2. Last game the Sturs played went to 10, went to extra innings up in San Luis Obispo. Tied at 3 now to start the 9th. 2-2 pitch, leadoff man and Franco will stay alive. 2-2 it remains.
Well, and we've talked about how at the beginning of this game, how there was that courtesy runner in extra innings in San Luis Obispo, and I'm sure the Foresters are trying to avoid that like the plague this afternoon. They want to be able to win the walk-off fashion and not have to push it to any extra innings.
2-2 pitch and a swing and a foul tip back into Ryan Taman's glove. One away in the ninth.
Nielsen will earn each adult fan a coupon for beer served at the Old Kings Road on State Street. Cheer for beer for number 8.
Yeah, Vince Nielsen now stepping in the batter's box. He's been the beer batter for 3 consecutive at-bats today here in Santa Barbara, and he has not endeared himself to Santa Barbara so far, grounding into 2. Grounding 2 balls, excuse me, to both short and third base.
So Nielsen down the count, 0-1. Top of the ninth, 1 away, bases clear, tied game. Second pitch, breaking ball, missing low, 1-1.
And it seems like the fans here at Eddie Matthews Field just got a little more invested in this ball game.
Oh, yeah. Our friends at Old Kings Road down on State Street for sponsoring this event. 1-1 pitch to Nielsen, and he sees a fastball at 90 high, 2-1. Well, if Reed Hensley strikes out the first man he faces, obviously do not want to allow any runs here in the top of the ninth. Give your offense a chance. Bottom half of this inning, 2-1. And fastball missing away, 3-1.
Yeah, if you're Reed Hensley, you just got to be able to locate that fastball and pepper in your off-speed pitches when you can.
And here comes a 3-1 pitch. Nielsen fouls it back, full count.
Hearing a little noise here from these Santa Barbara Forester fans. Been an interesting defensive game. I'm sure they'd like to see a little product behind this at-bat.
3-2 pitch. Nielsen sends it down the right field line. It's a good-looking ball. Will it stay fair? And that ball falls right at the base of the wall and over the wall. That is an automatic double for Vince Nielsen, fighting that one off all the way down that right field line. 2 automatic bases for the second baseman.
Vince Nielsen is one of the only batters today that has not struck out at least once. So the fact that he was able to not become a victim of the beer batter today, I will say, has been fairly impressive. I'll give him props on that one.
That is a very good point with Clowder, starting pitcher, striking out 11. Nielsen, who was 0 for 3, had a pop-up, a pair of groundouts, and now a double. You have to give him props, not striking out under that situation. But here's Shinagaka, an opportunity for the Halos as he takes a ball down low, 1-0. So Franco struck out for the first out in this inning, but now a runner in scoring position, Nielsen. Sturs do not want to give up any runs here in the ninth. Tied game. 1-0 pitch. Shinagaka, check swing, takes a strike at 90, 1-1.
Once again, Reed Hensley's got to pick his pitches very particularly here. You know, you recognize that you've been beat with your fastball. Try to work in your off-speed pitches, but also recognize there's a runner on second. Don't want to give up anything too easy.
1-1 pitch, breaking ball out of play down the left field line. That is strike 2. Evan DeValle will be next on deck.
Well, for the Foresters here, they understand how good of a team the Halos are, but you never want to drop a game to a non-CCL opponent, regardless of the situation.
The Halos have been playing very good all season long, 13 wins. Time being called by Shinagaka. They have their runner in scoring position. The rule book double for Vince Nielsen. And Reed Hensley trying to look for a second out here in the ninth. Here's the pitch, and Hensley sends a ball down low. Great keep from Ryan Taman, 2-2. That ball would have gone through a man at third base, sacrifice fly intact still. But a fantastic keep from the catcher, Ryan. It's 1-1. Tyler Shinagaka. Here's the pitch from Hensley, and Shinagaka pops it up right side and foul ground. Maybe a chance for Rodriguez, but he will run out of room down that right field line. It remains 2-2.
You know, if I'm Reed Hensley in this situation, I'm giving Shinagaka nothing to hit at all. I mean, you're going to want to pepper the outside corner, whether it be your off-speed or fastball. You can't afford to give up a base hit in this situation because in majority of situations, Nielsen would be able to score from second pretty easily.
Hensley looking to dig deep. It's 2-2. Here's the pitch. And this is a foul tip back, and he is retired. Second K of the day for Reed. Hensley got him on the fastball at 91. Massive second out for the Sturs.
Heck of a job by Reed Hensley Wayne getting back into this at bat and finish it out. And now 1 down, or excuse me, 2 down, 1 to go.
Here's Evan DeValley, the catcher, or at one point was the catcher for the Halos. Man at second, the go-ahead run here in the top of the 9th tied game. First pitch, check swing, but the breaking ball is in there. 0-1. Base hit likely to give the Halos the lead. The 0-1 and a big rip, strike 2.
Now you got to be a little careful here. You had the first 2 strikes in your bag. You felt good. You don't want to give up a cheap blue hit. You got to locate outside the zone.
In this tied game, top of 9. 2 gone. The 0-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. Reed Hensley strikes out 3 in the 9th. We're going to the home half of the inning. Sebring, Holman, DiMaggio next, tied at 3.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
We head to the 9th, say the bottom of the 9th, tied up at 3. It's going to be Sebring, Holman, and Jesse DiMaggio, the bats you want up in a tied game, bottom of the 9th. So it's going to be Sebring. He's reached base once saves with a walk in the opening inning. He also has a sacrifice fly. Tied at 3, first pitch, and Jonah will take a strike. Nathan Kaczynski remains on the hill. We saw him out in center field in the last inning before he came in to relieve Ethan Hagen, who just flip-flopped with him position-wise. Here's the 0-1. Sebring flares it towards first base dugout, and that's strike 2.
Yeah, and all of Kaczynski's throws are most likely going to be under 75 miles an hour. And if you're the Foresters, you just got to be patient. You got to wait for your pitch. Any number of one of these Foresters hitters, whether it be Sebring, Holman, or DiMaggio, can do some major damage at the plate. You just got to make sure you pick the right one.
Sebring down the count, the leadoff man. The 0-2 pitch. Jonah sees a heater down at 83, ball 1. Big jump there.
Yeah, well, I apologize to Kaczynski. Didn't know. Wasn't familiar with his game, if you will.
So Sebring still needing to protect. Leadoff man Jack Holman next. 1-2 pitch. Jonah sends it down the left field line. That ball will fall. Sebring, he will round first, looking to get to second. Sebring, it's going to be close, slides in underneath the tag. And Jonah Sebring, a lead-off double, and the Sturs in business to try to walk it off here in the 9th.
Well, and this is the guy you want at the dish, Jack Holman, the recent UCSB transfer commit, and he's been mashing in the month of June. looking to carry that over in July. And Hunter, I don't think the Foresters could ask for anyone else at the plate right now.
No, absolutely not. It's going to be Holman's game right here. But still, no outs in this inning. Tied at 3. Sebring, phenomenal work, ripping it down the left field line for leadoff double. Base hit, likely to score it. Holman stands in. That's from the left side. No outs, man at second. First pitch. Holman sees it well down. And a great slide from Ethan Miller, the catcher, ball 1. The winning run now at second for the Santa Barbara Foresters. Bottom of the 9th inning. What a game it has been. 1-0 pitch to Holman, and Jack on a breaking ball sees it down, ball 2.
Yeah, what's difficult for Holman right here is recognizing what pitches are which. You know, the fact that Kaczynski's throwing a 67-mile-an-hour curveball backed up by an 83-mile-an-hour fastball. I recognize the 83 is not necessarily that fast for these guys. However, it's the massive differentiation between those two.
Here's the next pitch in there at 71, 2-1 now the count for Holman. We see Sebring bouncing back and forth at second base. See if he tries to make a jump. No outs here in the 9th. 2-1 pitch. Holman sees it high. That is ball 3. Jesse DiMaggio will be next for the Sturs.
And if I'm Sebring at second, I'm not gonna try at third. You know you have speed. You do not want to waste a run, especially the winning run at third base to start this inning.
3-1 pitch. Holman swinging a miss on that breaking ball. Full count.
Holman definitely wanted that one.
DiMaggio next, winning run at second for the Santa Barbara Foresters. Here comes the 3-2 pitch, but the pitcher steps off after Jonas Sebring. With this full count, he's going to be motoring. Here's the pitch, and this ball is popped up by Holman, and in the infield, Nate Franco at second slides out and gets out under it. 1 away in the 9th. Sebring remains at second base here in the 9th inning.
Yeah, you felt like Jack Holman just missed that one. Was really looking for a big rip to right field, pulling a ball, especially with those slow pitches from Kaczynski, but unfortunately just got under a little too much.
So now Jesse DiMaggio. Base hit, likely to win the game for the Sturs. He's got 2 hits today. And it'll be an intentional walk to Jesse DiMaggio. Put a man at first base. So DiMaggio aboard to bring up Johnny Rodriguez. Now put a double play intact for the Halos.
Yeah, I hope the Halos recognize they just intentionally walked a recent high school grad. Again, props to Jesse DiMaggio for having such a dominant day at the plate. However, I mean, I don't think they understand really this lineup that well, but we'll see here.
Now Johnny Rodriguez, runners go, play down to third base, no throw down, and the winning run now 90 feet away for the Sturs. Sebring to third base, DiMaggio at second, and now just a sacrifice fly to try to tie up this ball game, put something in play. And now it looks like they're going to walk Johnny Rodriguez to load up the bases. It would be Drew Markle, but now here comes Daniel Patterson to pinch hit. After another walk, they're going to put Rodriguez at first base. Here's Daniel Patterson.
Yeah, an interesting move right there from Bill Pintar. I don't mind it. Patty not playing today already, but has been really hot in the last 2 weeks of baseball. Got off to kind of a slow start. However, Bill Pintar has seen Patty a lot and recognizes he's got the power and the ability to clutch up in these type of situations.
Only a single out. Winning run at third. First pitch. He'll miss away, ball 1. We're tied up at 3 here in the 9th. And the base is now loaded. Pair of intentional walks to load up the bases by the Halos. Enter Daniel Patterson. 1-0 pitch. Patterson sees a breaking ball in, ball 2. And now with the bases loaded, no wiggle room. If you walk Patterson, there's the ball game. Sebring is at third, the winning run. 2-0 pitch. Patterson sees a breaking ball in there for ball 3. One more ball and the Sturs will have a walk-off walk to win this ball game.
Yeah, and I believe there is no green light for Patty right here.
Yeah, no. The ball to win the game for the Sturs. Here's the pitch. And that's a strike, 3-1. Kaczynski's able to get himself back in the count. Still, a strike to stay in the game for Kaczynski. Ball, Sturs win it. Here's the pitch. And check swing and a strike for Patterson. Full count.
That was a little gift to the Halos right there.
Sebring is at third, the winning run. Full count, bases loaded. 3-2 pitch. Patterson pops it up into foul ground. The pitcher comes all the way out. Kaczynski makes the squeeze in foul ground. Patterson was ahead 3-0, retired for the second out.
Well, we've talked about how fantastic Jackson Freeman has been in this role in the bottom of the lineup. He's been so clutch, has a plethora of RBIs this season in that 7, 8, 9 spot. And you know what? The Foresters just need one.
Winning run is at third base here in the ninth. First pitch. Freeman sees a ball high. 1-0.
Well, these boys in the Foresters dugout are itching for a walk-off right here.
Bases loaded, 2 gone here in the ninth. 1-0 pitch. Freeman, he gets hit. That's going to bring in the winning run. Sebring from third will score. And Jackson Freeman is hit by a pitch to walk us off here in Santa Barbara.
Yeah, you know, not necessarily the most flattering or flashy way to do it, but you know what? A win's a win. And the Foresters at this point in the game, after having a fantastic start by Jackson Cloud, kind of having a difficult follow-up, having a tough time being able to manufacture any offense, I'm pretty sure the Foresters are just happy to get a W today.
What a game. We've seen, we've already talked about it, but now walk-off hit by a pitch by the Sturs here in the ninth with the bases loaded to win 4-3 over yet a very entertaining non-CCL game here in Santa Barbara.
Yeah, I really don't even know what we just saw right there, Hunter. Honestly, I'm still kind of recovering, and the fact that we saw an abundance of odd defensive changes, some fantastic pitching from both sides, as well as a walk-off hit by pitch. I mean, this might just go down in the record books for just being the most odd display of baseball I've ever seen in my entire life.
Also, to that point, pitching staff today for the Santa Barbara Foresters, 18 Ks, and for all we know, even talked to Jim Buckley, for any season game through 9 innings, that is a franchise record, 18 Ks.
I mean, fantastic job by the Foresters today. I mean, again, kind of an odd one. The final score won't necessarily show how dominant this pitching staff was, you know, but a few errors here and there kind of just put them off track. But regardless, a fantastic job by the Foresters pitching staff today. And you know what? Once again, not the fanciest way to do it, but a win's a win. And the Foresters are able to go on the road tomorrow to Sinsheimer Stadium riding high and hopefully add a little more offense spread out throughout the game.
So we will step away. We'll try to hear from one of our players of the game. Be Jackson Cloud when we return, so don't go anywhere. Final score once again here from Santa Barbara, 4-3. Sturs take it over the Halos. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Santa Barbara High School. We are joined by Jackson Cloud after what a performance today. Jackson, thanks for joining us, dude.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Well, second time this season after a phenomenal start. Jackson, 5 1/3, 11 strikeouts. Have you ever had 11 strikeouts to your knowledge?
In high school, actually, at this field.
Really?
I think I had 13, yeah.
No way.
Yeah, that's the last time, I think, yeah.
So how did it feel entering the ballpark today? Was there anything different coming up today? How you were feeling, just locked in, or what was it like for you out on the hill?
It was kind of the opposite, actually. When I came to the park, I kind of took it easy, just kind of like had some fun. Then went and got little blenders at BP.
Nice.
And came to the ballpark and just locked it in right away and got ready to pitch and had all my pitches today, which helped. So I was just able to spot up real nice. And shout out Cooper. Cooper, first start, did great today. And then Coach Kramer called most of the pitches. So it was a team effort for sure.
What's it like when you've been wheeling and dealing like that in the first couple innings, going back to the dugout? Do you try to stay super locked in? Do you take a moment to reset? What do you do in the dugout between innings?
First, I come in, and obviously all my teammates are there getting hype, and then go in there. And within the first out, I kind of talk to people. And then once the first out happens, lock it back in for a little bit and get stretched out, get ready to go, and then get ready to go compete again.
And you talked about all 4 of your pitches were working today and worked phenomenally. But if there was a day where one of the pitches wasn't working or 2 of them, what do you go to on the hill, just kind of regather yourself, or what's kind of the mentality if that happens?
Well, if something's not working, typically I'll throw a curveball, a little reset. I don't know, it just works for me. But lately, cutter, honestly. Cutter's kind of been really reliable. I'm able to fill it up, both sides of the plate. So, yeah, I'd say cutter. It's kind of new for me, but I've been getting pretty good with it. So.
Very cool. And how about this? The entire pitching staff today, 18 strikeouts, and for all we know, today we even talked with Jim Buckley, the Forester legend who knows all the records. For a 9-inning game, that's the most in franchise history.
Wow.
To
Really?
our knowledge. Yeah, 18 Ks through 9 innings.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, I'm really glad I was allowed to be a part of that. And glad I got a couple in there, so that's awesome. I did not know that.
Yeah, we were just informed, and so also Zarodnik, Baker, and Hensley, how's it having them back you up in the bullpen?
It's awesome. I mean, I came out of the game with a couple runners on, and I mean, you have to trust in everyone in the bullpen. We have such a good pitching staff that it doesn't really matter who goes in. It could literally be anyone, and like you're going to get taken care of. Like no one's going to blow your lead or anything like that. Like it'll be good. We got a bunch of dogs. That's all I'll say.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Jackson, great stuff today. It was so fun watching you. Well done. Hope to see you more down here in the booth after some great performances.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Of course. Thanks to Jackson Cloud for joining us after this. Once again, the final score here from Santa Barbara High School. Sturs take it 4-3. A walk-off hit by a pitch by Jackson Freeman. And the Sturs take this non-CCL game. Well, the Sturs are going to be on the road tomorrow to take on the Slow Blues at Slow. And then we'll be back at home on Independence Day, 4:30 first pitch, to take on the Slow Blues yet again. So for all the crew behind the scenes, for Jackson Cloud and for Cole Walker, I'm Hunter Shoemaker saying so long from Santa Barbara High School. We'll see you up and slow tomorrow. First pitch, 6 p.m. Pacific time. We'll see you then.